Hello there, YouTube, and fingers crossed, everybody at home cross their fingers. Hello there, Twitch. Are we up on Twitch? I'll double check that in just a second, but as you probably all know, some of you will have seen the title. Twitch don't get titles or thumbnails, just same week in, week out. We'll be building the Midi scale home one, which brings it home for the third time lucky. Hopefully this build goes just as bad as the other two. I think last week we weren't here. Last Saturday I had a family event, so we weren't streaming. So last week Thursday, in fact, we built the UCS scale, I keep calling it UCS, MBS, Master Builders Series, Mos Eisley Canteen. I built it all in one stream. Only took us about 4 hours. That was a lot better than I was thinking it was going to take, but it is going, yeah, it didn't go too bad actually. 4.5 hours, I think that one was. All right, we are live on YouTube, and it looks like we are loading on Twitch. It says we're live, but my image is loading. But I'm going to take that as a success. We're live on both YouTube and Twitch, so be sure to follow wherever you feel comfortable with it, really. I don't mind. There's not much of a benefit to the two. Like I said, we're going to be building the Midi scale Home 1 ship today. Got all of my bags here. Look, they got the Lego logo on them, so they're a bit more official, a bit more proper this time, but I haven't picked up the set. I own all the parts already, so I thought I might as well part them together. We will be starting it at 7 o'clock UTC, so whatever time zone you're in, if it's usually +7, +8, -5, add 3, and just do that to 7 o'clock and you'll find out what time it is. Time zones can be really confusing, so I'm going to stick to using UTC, try to keep any other time zones out. Like I said 2 weeks ago, we were here building the Invisible Hand, which you can't get from anywhere besides lego.com in the UK. Why? I have no idea, but it was exclusive to Entertainer here, and they decided to retire it early, so I had no choice but to part out that ship. Anyway, the model itself is really cool. I've added some micro vulture droids to the top of it, just because we added the eaters to the Venator, which is a custom, by the way, based on the Acclimator. I had to add some little ships to this. The really cool thing with these vulture droids is they use the exact same pieces, the both of them. This one is standing on the ship because, for those of you that remember the start of Revenge of the Sith, it's covered in vulture droids. I couldn't get too many here, but then using the exact same pieces, just rotating the legs so they slot in. We do have one flying towards Anakin and Kenobi's eater. I haven't really shown off these sets in a video. Fear not, there'll probably be a video made of this stream coming out soon. But for the minifigures, because these Midi scale ships do need minifigures, and if you stay till the very end of the stream, you'll see which minifigures I pair up to the home one. I've gone with the Count of Sereno himself, Count Dooku, and General Grievous, which this is Grievous's ship, the Invisible Hand, so it only makes sense to pair them with it. This is my Return of the Jedi, 40 years of Return of the Jedi. I think it's, it must be about 42 this year, 42 years of Return of the Jedi. Sounds about right. So that's more for the home one than it is the Invisible Hand and the Acclimator / Venator. I do have my custom 20 years of Revenge of the Sith, which is based on the logo that come out earlier this year. Hello there, nice to see the moderator back in the chat. And also, whilst we're on, that's my partner, for those of you that don't know, moderating. Shout out to Tinks and CT Productions SW324233 over on Twitch for the follow. I didn't realize that doesn't pop up in chat, so shout out to both of you over on Twitch. And even if you are watching on YouTube, if you do own a Twitch account, be sure to drop a follow over there. For the Acclimator, get to the minifigures in a minute. I'm just basically trying to kill time before we get to 7 o'clock. We have the Venator. No longer the Acclimator. I made a video on this, modifying the wings, and I might eventually upload some instructions for it because it is a pretty cool model and has held together for quite some time. But we've got the two eaters at the front, Anakin and Kenobi, in their yellow and dark red, yellow and claret colors, and we also have a Tantive ship, which I'll admit is more to add to the home one later. I was building the vulture droids and thought the home one does come with a Nebulon B frigate attached to it, which the size comparison is crazy on that. But I wanted to add another ship, and in the scene at the end of Return of the Jedi, when they're leading the attack on the second Death Star and run into a bit of trouble. There is a Tantive ship. Don't know if we'll see it in the instructions, but there is a Tantive model, probably the same one from the sequels and from episode 4. But we do see a Tantive next to the home one, so it made sense to add the Tantive. And for now, it's on the Venator from Revenge of the Sith, because it's the ship that Bao has. I guess Bao probably hands it down to Leia for the whole Rogue One adventure right at the end. So I wonder if that's the same one as well that we then later see in the original trilogy and in the sequels. But it is present in Revenge of the Sith, so I thought I might as well add it to the Venator, at least for now, whilst we are building the home one. And for the minifigures of this, I've got Palpatine, who plays a big part across the both of these ships, and just generally the start of Revenge of the Sith. It's kind of what the war has become about. The Chancellor, the Senate, and then we had to have Yularen. Almost forgot his name there. That wouldn't have been a good start. But speaking of good starts, does anyone remember the name of this little creature? I was building this green. It's originally from A New Hope, outside the cantina, and I do have a bigger one just off camera here, this creature here, and I cannot remember the name of these creatures. I built this one to go with a future mock with the Master Builder series cantina, which I won't be revealing much more because this is pretty much all I've got built, but I cannot remember the name. And I was talking to my partner and we couldn't think of the name. We remembered, we were going through all the other ones like the Tauntauns, the Banthas, just can't remember the name of this one. So if at any point someone joins, skips back to this and remembers the name of this animal, please let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'll probably still be thinking of it. But speaking of home one, you might remember not too long ago, it feels pretty recent, I think it was over Christmas that I was building this, so it might have been early January that you saw the video of me building the original, I want to say something like 2013, but it might even be older than that. It might be as old as 2008, but it's somewhere in the 2010 ballpark, the original home one set, which I have here. This A-Wing on the back is a mock of a much more recent set, like 2019's Resistance A-Wing, but this A-Wing at the front did come with the set. This is a green A-Wing, which I'm actually inclined to say we might be building at some point today, if I remember correctly. Set came with a green A-Wing, and this is only half the set. The other half of the set is just behind me, but I really like how this hanger looks. It has a few different play features. You know, we can twist the A-Wing on the front here, bring it forward and back, load the fuel as well. The A-Wing pops up. Just wait for this. You can open the back of the A-Wing, bring down this lift. Let's pull it out a little bit more and just completely yank the engine out of this build. It's really, I had so much fun rebuilding this. Take a look at this. The whole engine just comes completely off of it, and that's just been put in for a simple play feature, you know, because why not? You don't see anything like that on ships nowadays in Star Wars. Hello there, Charalampos Savidis. I'm going to keep butchering that name. I do apologize, but hello there and welcome to the stream. Dewback. Thank you so much, Dewback. That's what Lego says. It is a Dewback. Usually with the stormtroopers on the back. I'm so happy we got that over with early in the stream because I just get a load of Dewbacks later on and have no idea what everyone's commenting about. But yes, these A-Wings are pretty cool. I think this came off here somewhere. Just going to plop that at the front. But like I said, this is only half of the original set. We've also got this block back here, which is separated into two different chunks. We've got this front side, which has the little meeting where all the pilots and, you know, a few droids and that are all gathered around. You've got Han, you've got Leia, you've got Lando, you've got 3PO, you've got R2D2 and Luke walk in later, but this is where they talk about blowing up the second Death Star, pretty much, which is what this orange orb in the middle represents. Really cool bionicle pieces used to create that. But right now we've got Hera and Ahsoka from the Ahsoka show, because again, I feel like there's going to be an Ahsoka Easter egg in this set. Don't know what makes me think that. And then on the flip side, we've got Gile, it's a trap, Akbar in his spinny chair, which This is such a cool feature. I really like the spinny mechanisms, but we're not here to talk about this today. Again, if you want closer looks of that, I have a video exploring it, and I think this Midi scale Home 1 ship is going to look really nice with both of these on the display behind me. I have got rid of the Master Builder Series Cantina and put these instead in its place. So hopefully if I don't knock all of them down. Speaking of, actually, when I was going live on this channel, I noticed that I think it was Holly from Holly on Film had 3D printed a giant mini kit. And I just want to say, here's one that I made earlier. This is what we did here on the channel over in December when, wow, I don't know if this must have been before we got all our filament. So definitely need to correct the color from red to green on the bottom here and get that sorted. Maybe that's something I'll be running tomorrow. But yeah, we also did a video of how many clone troopers fit in here. And for those of you that don't know, we can fit an entire clone trooper band in the mini kit. This is a really cool build. Don't think I'm taking that down anytime soon. But now let's balance this out of the way. I'm pretty sure it's almost time to get building this third Midi scale ship. I started this year saying never going to build a Midi scale ship. I saw the Falcon on a really good discount, and I'm arguing whether I should have picked that up, because I didn't pick it up because once down the Midi scale path, I go, forever will it dominate my destiny. And now here we are with our 5 bags ready to build the Home 1, which is our third Midi scale in what, like 3 weeks? It's taken me 3 weeks to completely forget about that, and now we're building number 3. All right, we've got about 10 minutes. Let's start getting into this. Speaking of, I have the instructions on my phone to try and free up some of my monitor space so I can get both the YouTube and Twitch chats. And take a look at the Lego Builder app. I don't know how clearly you can see it. Again, if you're on YouTube's mobile app, you'll be able to zoom in, I think, like up to 8 times. You should be able to see this a little clearer. But we actually get a complete 3D model. I wonder if I could just yank this out of here and whack this on the printer and, you know, come back in an hour or two and we'll have it 3D printed instead. That'd definitely be a really fun race. But we get a really cool 3D model of the entire build, completely built, just to know what it looks like, which is actually quite handy because you can see how the side looks. And basically, if you finish it and are missing one extra piece, or have one extra piece that you've missed placing on, like we did with the invisible hand, 3D model would help so much. We just zoom in on that nose. I don't know if you can zoom. Oh, I don't think you can zoom in. And there are a few different colors that are mixing at certain angles, but I really like how that looks. I think that is such a fun feature. Hello there, CT Productions, SW324233 over on Twitch. How am I? I'm good, thank you. How are you all doing in the chat? It's nice to be back on a Saturday, I will admit. Got back from their trip of skiing in Italy. Got back yesterday. Hope you had a load of fun skiing. I tell you what, speaking of skiing, well, it's not entirely skiing, so I guess this is a very thin line I'm drawing here. But speaking of ice and snow related things, those skates that we see on figure skating CMF minifigures, we used 2 on the invisible hand. I don't think we used any on the acclimator or the Venator, and I think we've got another 2 or 3 on the Home 1. And when I had a little look on Brick Owl, they're in so many different Lego sets that you just wouldn't expect them to be in. You get a few like skating on ice in the Winter Village sets, but skiing sounds awesome. I haven't been skiing. I haven't been skiing, haven't been snowboarding. Really like ice skating, but I'd love to go skiing one day. But yes, this app's pretty cool. I might have to use the Lego Builder app. I've seen so many people complain about it. I might have to start using this to build my Lego model. So this is what we're going to use today. It does say 5 bags. Happy I didn't miscount. Happy I haven't lost one yet. And you can also, oh, I don't know if you can hear that. No, I don't think the mic's picking it up. There's a little like rustling of the bag. Same MP3 just played on loop, but the bag's just like shaking every so often. I think it stopped. So I guess we still have to open the bag up, all the pieces go flying, and then we get our instructions. That's pretty cool. I have used the Builder app a handful of times before. I think me and my partner split the up house. We 50-50'd that. using two builder apps, Lego Builder apps, free to download, and you sync them up. Someone does. Usually some sets can be split in half, not quite as easy as the invisible hand, although they're not really too easy to split in half. And actually, because I've whacked this on a brand new display, I don't think it stands up in half anymore. Let's see if I can adjust that. No, that's not changing. All right, well, before we break this any further, some sets you can break in half, and not like this at all. But someone will do step 1 to, I don't know, with the invisible hand, for instance, this is probably like bag 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. And I've completely derailed the stream already. We've only been going for a couple minutes, already broken a Lego model. Oh dear, that's not a good look. But other builds, like the up house, for instance, that isn't able. Tell you what, the Diagon Alley, the giant set with the 4 different houses, that could be split up quite easily into 4 sections because each of the houses had their own instructions. And I can't really apply that to Star Wars. There's not a lot of Star Wars builds. I guess the microfighters, like that dewback, this dewback right here from the microfighters, they probably had their own instructions, if I remember correctly, about the Tauntaun ones. But with the up house, for instance, it just gave us every couple of steps. I'd do 3 steps, then my partner would do another 3 steps, and that was really, really cool. Good thing with the Builder app, which is why I'm using this week, is not only to clear space on my monitor, you can also zoom into the model, which when you're building, I mean, probably better for the Master Builders series, if anything, and all the really big, maybe some of the 18 plus display sets, a lot of the UCS sets would really benefit from having this feature. Online, you can download the PDFs, and they're pretty bog standard, you know, they're basic, they get the job done. But being able to zoom in, when you place in like a 1x1 sand plate on a giant Master Builder Series cantina, zoom really, really does help a lot. So that's going to be a game changer today. But 3 minutes to 7, let's start this a little bit early. Again, I do plan on going live around 7. Sometimes it will be early. We haven't been late yet. We've been bang on so far, once or twice. But we haven't been streaming for this long. This is what, like the 7th or 8th. I'm inclined to say 7th, but it might be the 8th stream of the year. And so far we haven't been late. Let's see how we can keep that up. Let's get rid of that bag. And like with all really good Star Wars sets, look, we got some pinks, we got some yellows, we've got, I don't know if I can count the oranges in this. We got pinks, we got yellows, like a darkish yellow, browns, tans. I feel like the browns and tans probably. Can we count the blue? The blue pin. We do have grey pins now from the bikes, and that's a really interesting point when they're going to switch them, because they're both useful for very, very different things. But I feel like the grey pins are going to be much, much more useful than these blue ones. Well, they're going to be a lot harder to get out, but especially for collectors sets and all the larger builds, they're going to be very, very useful for some of them. So let's start building. And as far as Lego Star Wars leaks, we always cover Lego Star Wars leaks. I don't think there's not been any new ones that I've seen. I don't keep tabs on them, but I don't know how much more we're going to get leaked, because it seems that we've got quite a few of the May sets already leaked, and we sort of know what to expect with them. So I'm not quite sure what more we can expect to come out about them before we get just straight up images and descriptions, prices, piece counts. We've already got a lot of those. The animations on this app, I don't know if I can go. Oh yeah, going back isn't too nice. Look at that. Going back snaps back like you were flicking a page, but look how smooth this is, especially on my actually this isn't my new phone, this is still my old phone, so it's not going to be as smooth. But look at those 60 frames. You're not even seeing this in 60 frames, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. But it's a very nice, I feel like, especially for younger people, and I'm young at heart when it comes to building Lego, it's just much more satisfying hearing the click every time. Again, don't think the mic will pick this up. Yeah, I think the noise cancellation is too good, but there is that nice little Lego click that you get. They're like No, it didn't really make any click. Ah, there we go. I think the mic picked up that one. It's a bit like yeah, when you're pulling apart parts, or perhaps the brick isn't exactly lined up, and then okay, and I don't think any of this is hitting the mic, but if you've built Lego, you're gonna know exactly what I mean. And if you haven't, go grab a Lego set. I'm actually tempted at some point, because this is one of the brand new 2025 sets. We've got the Acclimator turned Venator, we've got the Home One Midi, we've got a Grogu display set, a Mando ship. Oh, and then we got the Ark and the Eater. Yes, the Ark and the Eater I will be picking up, saving those for May so we can actually get a May gift we purchase this year. Watch me wait, and then suddenly it sells out, and I'm paying full price for these ships. Hopefully not. I think that's the 6 sets that come out in January. I don't think we got any more than that. But like I say, March 1st coming up, actually, with the 8080 helmet, which there was a lot of hype for when I think I did a stream not too long after it had come out. And quite a few of you said you were picking that up. So I'll be intrigued to see. I might be tempted to try and pick one of those up. But so close to May. I mean, it's March. It's like 2 months before. But so close to May. Might have to save up and splash out for like the top gift we've purchased. So many Lego sets. Oh, this is definitely interesting. I don't think I've seen Lego bricks up this close, even compared to the real size Lego bricks. These things are quite big. You can zoom out and zoom in. How far can we zoom in? Oh, you can also click on the side, see all the pieces you need together. That'll be handy later on. Can we see the Lego logo though? Yep. Oh, I don't think we can. I think if we zoom in too close, it like flips it upside down. So, oh no. There we go. That's the closest we can zoom in. So as you can see, that stud is about 4 by 4 plates. That is a massive stud. C2 Productions over on Twitch. Am I thinking of getting the Arc 170 around May 4th? Definitely. I've got some plans for that Arc 170. I mean, as a ship, it looks really, really cool. And I'm hoping that's the next Snub Fighter. Because I really love the Snub Fighter. And I don't know what it was about the ship, because it was a pretty, common Snub ship. But I really liked how they did all the little hidden compartments. And I know there's not that on the Arc 170. Completely different designer for all that I know. But it does look really, really cool. And I am excited to pick that up, build that, see that next to... Because I think Arc 170s, we see them with Plo Koon on Kato Nemoidia. So really hoping we do get some form of Plo Koon ship. I think we're rumoured for micro scale or microfighter even at this point. So maybe not micro scale. Maybe we'll get an Advent, micro build in the Advent. But I think at the minute the rumour is a microfighter. So interested on how they're going to pull that off. But definitely Arc 170 and the Eater as well. 2 ships here in the UK, 40 quid, 60 quid. I think the Eater's 40 quid, the Arc is 60 quid, £100 in the bag. And that should usually about £75 up to, I think it's been like 100 and something in years past. That qualifies you for the poly bag, which is this Falcon. I already have the Falcon. Maybe I can try and build it in the bag like I did the Gonk with the Advent calendar over Christmas. But yeah, maybe. I don't think there's as many exclusive or even any exclusive pieces in here. The quarter tiles on the top are quite rare, so I guess I could add them to my collection. But I might even give this away to one of you guys if you miss out on getting the poly bag. I feel like everyone's going to get it, and especially last year for May 4th, I think it was on May 4th, I went to Smith's and they were giving it away as well. So definitely if I get 2, I'll have to like give it out to a member or something like that. But definitely want the Arc 170 and Ahsoka's Eater. It's really annoying because the Arc 170 in Smith's actually is already like £5 off. And, from £60 to 55, it's not a great deal. It's nothing to write home about, but it's money off Lego, and it's very, very hard to resist. I might even could always pick up one now, pick up one later, and I do see myself perhaps picking up another one before it retires, because not only the clone pilots look cool, and just add a different color stripe to the helmet. They're completely different minifigures, but also the ship in general. I think if we get anything more than a micro scale closed fighter, or to be fair, I could build my own minifigure scout, because micro scale isn't to a microfighter isn't too much smaller than an actual minifigure scout. Delta Jedi Bob's was like double the size of this for anyone that has that ship, so it'll be fairly easy, not many parts to add to it. Having two of those, similar to what all of us were saying actually about the UCS 8080. I don't have it up there. I used to have my other 8080 up there. I'm slowly breaking that one down. But having the UCS 8080 with two of the 8080 pilot or 8080 driver helmets would look really, really cool. Having a fig scale closed delta just like in the middle of the shelf there, and then two arcs flying side by side would look really, really cool. I have modified a few pieces of this ship actually just for video so you can see through them better, and one of them is these big window panels. They gave me a tricky time on the invisible hand. You can see through them, but they don't show up as well on camera, so I'm replacing all four of them with a 1x4 in blue. Doesn't change anything of the build, doesn't make it any less structurally sound, because we still have the two columns in the middle and the bricks on the outside, but it just means you can see through a lot easier. And I'm wondering if we get any sort of hints about what these sections are, because this is that front room, that little hologram room that I was showing you earlier. It's sort of like that, a little bit different. This is more open space, but if you've played Squadrons, which I still need to get around to finish it at some point, but if you have played Squadrons, you'll know this is where you get the mission debrief, and we've got Hera and Ahsoka in there, who are the minifigures that I've added into my little debriefing station just over here. I'm really hoping I don't end up dropping this. I should be using two hands, but there we go. Ahsoka's down. Save Ahsoka. As you can see, Hera and Ahsoka in the debriefing room, which I definitely planned ahead. I had a little look through these instructions when I was parting out this set. I've double checked today. I am not accepting any missing pieces, so we should have every single piece here. But this set is, well, both of these sets, but back to the old one now, is really, really cool. And how detailed but not over the top it is. I definitely like this set for ways that I can't really put together. But older Lego, there were just fewer pieces. And when you did something, especially like this arch of seats around here, which has 3 tiers, not one, not 2, but 3 tiers, I think it was just more impressive because of, and this is only like 10, 15, nearly 20 years ago. Lego Star Wars is starting to get really old, but this isn't too long ago. We're not talking about a set from 99 or early 2000s. This is at earliest late 2000s, and the pieces they use, hello there Daniel, welcome to the stream. The pieces Lego used 10, 20 years ago were just so smart. I feel like a lot of the pieces putting this together are, especially with the invisible hand, and I'm gonna wonder, well, I am wondering how this ship will compare, how the home one compares, because the invisible hand isn't, I mean, the blue panels were really, really smart, and there is a bit of a smart piece usage around to get some of the pieces to line up without any gaps, but for the most part, it's just a massive snot torso with a bunch of slopes on the outside, which, yes, it's more impressive than a set 20, 30 years ago, because 30 years ago, Lego weren't doing Star Wars 30 years ago. They probably were planning it, to be fair, but it's a lot more impressive because of a few of the little elements on there. I just feel like Lego could be doing a little bit more with it, with all the hidden compartments, especially this front end. There's nothing. There's not even studs in the middle to represent Kenobi, Anakin, and the Chancellor in this little green cockpit here. So I would like to see a little bit more, but let's get this built and then we'll see how it goes. So CT Productions researching, better to buy the ARC 170 than parting it out, because if you part it out instead of buying, the set costs more than the asking price. Oh, that's very rare with sets. I've been breaking down the Onyx Cinder. Many of you will probably know that because I'm building the mock, and it's ready. It is ready to go for a video next week, so I didn't have to rush it last minute, which, let's be honest, is how, not only with like homework and that, But even with some of these Lego models, you might just have a few extra pieces. You need to get them on there, rush them last minute. But I have built it, and I've managed to keep the Onyx Cinder pretty much built. A few parts had to be nicked off it. But I was surprised with the Onyx Cinder how, and minifigures definitely play a part in this, but how easy it was to just pick up the pieces from behind me. There's not a lot of rare pieces. The engines have some rare parts, well, some parts that I don't own from other sets, but even they're not entirely too rare. They have popped up on, I think, like the front of the engines came on the front of Jedi Bob's Starfighter actually, so I could probably nab those and give these engines. Oh, saying that, Jedi Bob's Starfighter is probably what I use the front two engines of the Onyx Cinder. But yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if that's with minifigures, or is that even before the minifigures? The Arc 170 is still better to buy in retail price, not even on a sale, retail price. But yeah, it's interesting which sets do cost more, and I guarantee the Arc 170 is going to be one of those ships that retires and then shoots up just because of its prequel trilogy affiliation. There you go, without minifigures, the Arc 170 set. Shout out CT Productions on Twitch for these really fun facts, because it's something that you don't think about. Actually, I haven't been weighing these sets. We used to weigh them and find out their price per piece, how they worked out. And usually Star Wars, you know, there was either decent or horrible. You never got really good ones. I think Vader's transformation is one of the only Lego sets that actually works out really good from the Star Wars theme on price per piece. But anyone wondering if they should pick up the Arc 170, definitely go for it. Even if you're not convinced on the Lego set, right? You sit on it. I don't condone buying sets to try and invest in them. It's not a good choice, because chances are the Lego set that everyone picks up to invest in, everyone's picked up. So it's not going to end well, because everyone ends up owning this set, can't get rid of it. And, you know, flashback to the 501st battle pack, which I was watching some videos of people that had absolutely hundreds of them and just ended up, you know, building them to army build because they couldn't get rid of the set. So yeah, I don't recommend buying the Arc 170 as an investment, but if you are wondering whether you should pick it up and you see it for like £5 off, pick it up, sit on it, and, you know, leave it. It'll probably be on shelves for 2 years. I don't think Lego Star Wars sets survive much more than that. Leave it 2 years and see if it's worth any more, or if, oh, another fancy animation. See if it's worth any more, and then you can sell it on. It does cost a little bit to sell Lego, you know, especially working out shipping and that. But it might be worth, if it's already worth more when it's parted out than the retail price. I mean, those figures won't be worth too much, I don't think. They're clone troopers, they'll be worth a bit. But I don't see them being worth like 20 plus quid. Well, never say never. It's just what I don't think. Again, this is not financial advice. All right, let's get back here. Check out this animation. Again, apologies if you can barely see it. But look, you zoom out, it shows you the part you're building, set fades away, and then you go into step one. That's just really, they should definitely do something like this for their website. They might have something like this, but there you go. It retires end of next year. Sets tend to, I mean, the Invisible Hand, it came out last March and it retired Christmas at the Entertainer. It isn't Lego.com, so maybe it just weren't selling enough, which, I'll be honest, these Midi scale ships probably are only going to be on shelves for up to a year, because unlike playsets, they're not something that you can just buy to, say, army build. If they had minifigures, perhaps people would be picking up 2 and keeping 1 in the box to display behind. I've seen a lot of that over recent years. People buying 2 sets, having 1 in the box. And I will admit, if you are displaying like most of your collection with 1 in the box behind it, not wanting to keep the boxes because those thumb tabs do kind of ruin boxes, I think that could look really cool on the shelf. Takes up a little bit more shelf space, but all you really need are deeper shelves. And then, like I said, if at any point you run into a bit of money trouble or that, you've got all those boxes that you can just pass on to fans that might not have been around when the sets were coming out, because there are so many older sets now, like that Home 1 set just behind me. If I had the original minifigures for that set, I don't know how much it'd be worth, but I know it's a lot more than I'd want sitting on that shelf. So it's fascinating sometimes how much Lego sets go for. The Cloud City Boba Fett. That's one. I mean, I know it's dependent what time we're looking here. It's not the most expensive minifigure, but it is one of the most expensive minifigures, and that goes for crazy values. And because of that, the set is worth a lot more. I think Lando from that set also costs a little bit. Even the Master Builders Cloud City goes for quite some bit because of Han Solo and this side of the leg printing. But it's fun to look at sometimes, just searching up these expensive sets, or sometimes watching the videos of most expensive figures, most expensive sets. Let's try and keep up with chat here. CT again over on Twitch. About figures. UTS sets only sets stay on shelves after 2 years, pretty much, except for the ATT Walker. I think the reason behind the ATT Walker, because I know that was one of the sets rumoured to retire last year because it was sold out at Christmas and you couldn't pick up the thing. But it stayed on another year, and I definitely think that has to do with the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, 20 years of Revenge of the Sith, and just keeping it on another year because you'll have not only Lego fans that haven't picked it up, perhaps saving up and being able to buy it, but also Star Wars fans that want Order 66 on their shelves. Everyone has something from Order 66 on their shelves. I guess I've got like Rex, the gunship. Do I have anything Order 66 specific? Got Cal. I don't think any of those scenes. Oh, there you go, Darth Maul. Darth Maul from season 7, just at the top of the screen on the Venator, being attacked by a 501st and a Coruscant Guard. I think there might be an Ahsoka 332nd laying down as well. So every Star Wars fan that likes Order 66 has something that likes Order 66. That doesn't sound right, but has something Order 66 on their shelves. Let me know if you at home have anything Order 66. Hello there, Motherly Greed over on Twitch. First time chat, shout out to you. Yeah, don't know what that is. CT again, it retires the end of this year. So the rumor is retires the end of this year, probably likely, because yeah, Lego sets don't tend to stick on for much more than 2 years. And like I say, with the Midi ships, usually about a year or didn't mean to pause that. Usually about a year or so. Right, let's look at that later. But yeah, not really. It does suck for people trying to get into Lego because trying to pick up a set from even 3 years ago will cost quite a bit of money. There are a few exceptions to the rule. The Justifier over from Bad Batch, that stayed pretty cheap. I think it was £150 set, and as of like last year, you could still pick it up for 120 on Amazon over here in the UK. I know that's not worldwide, and they were some pretty good deals. Same with the Inquisitor Scythe as well. That was going for about 120 last year. Don't know if there's been any price jumps in certain sets because that depends on stock. You know, Amazon finds a crate of these, they're going to sell them, get rid of them, and then suddenly they're worth a bit more. Gets down to, we know how Amazon works. It gets down to the last like 5 of them, and then suddenly the price skyrockets. They're worth so much. You know, the figures are so rare. And Funko do the same actually. A lot of the Funko specials, if they don't sell when they're originally on shelves, they get scrapped, they get shredded, and suddenly that figure that wasn't popular, I've got a Jod that was on clearance on Smith's. Anytime a Funko's on clearance, I always make sure to pick it up because I know if not a lot of people are buying them, I've got the whole solo wave of Funko Pops, and some of the exclusive ones of them are worth maybe not enough because there's maybe not as much as the rest of them because there's not as much like hype around the solo merch, but are worth quite a bit purely on the basis that not a lot of them sold and a lot of them got scrapped, and now you can't really pick them up on the secondhand market. So it is interesting how different merch and things like that work. But look at that. We've now got It does suck that the Builder app doesn't have any of the little explanations as to what these scenes are, but thankfully I've already gone through the instructions, so I can tell you that. This is Green Leader in the A-Wing. This is the green A-Wing that we see alongside Wedge in the X-Wing. This might even be Hera. Do we have a name? Do we have a name for the green A-Wing that shows up predominantly on screen? Surely they wouldn't put Hera as one of those characters, because we've also got a similar situation with Rex on Endor, mixing it up. But yes, this is a green A-Wing who, alongside Green Team, went and helped the run on the second Death Star. So we've got a little Ahsoka snippet. We've got a little maybe Rebels, maybe Return of the Jedi. And now we've got our third and final, which, if you haven't built this set, you could probably guess who's missing from this set. It's a bit like Grievous, to be fair, and Yularen. I'm surprised even one minifigure weren't included. One minifigure, one special brick, maybe not a plaque, but some sort of special brick. We've got for the Acclamator, I guess it was Attack of the Clones. Couldn't really include a Revenge of the Sith brick, but we could still include something for Attack of the Clones, maybe even launch a Venator instead of the Acclamator, include a little anniversary brick, and it could re-release the UCS set. We've been speaking about UCS sets staying on for a few years. Definitely they could re-release the Venator and try and get some sort of plaque in that. I don't think it's the first time, I don't think it would be the first time that we've seen Lego re-release a set. We've seen a few different sets with varied minifigures. That could be, I still think that's on the table. For the Snub Fighter, we could have got that re-release for Skeleton Crew with a few extra minifigures. I'd pick up a second one of those if I got a few bonus minifigures. The set was awesome to build, and like I said, all the different hidden features were really, really fun. Not only to build initially, but also then once it's been built, you can hide different things in, using those for the mocks. Really, really fun. And here we have the man, the captain, the legend, Guile Akbar, with his chair. Really like how they did the chair and the head support. It kind of spins like on the model we looked at the start of the stream. Not as well, as it definitely needs some sort of gear mechanism. But I really like the fact that we've got these three little interiors. We had the clones or the gunships in the bays of the Acclamator, and I kept them for the Venator. And then we've got the MTT for Scowl and the Eaters in the cockpit. It does feel a little bit lacking. I feel like we could have had a little interior just down here with Anakin, Kenobi, Palpatine. You know, even switch Palpatine behind. Definitely room for the studs. Maybe there wasn't, I forgot, but I'm pretty sure we didn't get any other stud figs in there. And we've got 1, 2, 3. There's definitely room in the Invisible Hand for a little bit more, but I really like what they've done with it nonetheless. I'm really enjoying all these little micro scenes that we're getting. Once again, we're caging them up. I don't entirely know why they've used panels. I guess it's more of a why not. You can pop it off without worrying of getting anything stuck in here, but definitely preferring the fact that we've switched it for 1x4 tiles, because it just makes it so much easier to show up on camera. And even though it's not really showing up on camera, let's see if we can get a quick little focus on this. Hopefully we don't throw the stream into, you know, oblivion. But come on. No. Alright, it's kind of in focus. I guess the brightness ain't changing. But there you go. We've got Ahsoka this side, followed by the A-Wing, followed by Akbar. Now let's try and reset that before it all goes haywire. But it's quite a nice interior. Again, not much to it. It's just a space filler, but it's using space very nicely rather than just, you know, bricking up the body of this ship. We've still got the bricks here to support. Most ships don't really need a core to them. We've seen it time and time again. Lego recently have been really pushing the limits of their Lego sets. The Malfoy Manor is a prime example of that. That's a tower of mostly 1x1 brick elements on top of each other. So I'm sure if you drop it, it's going to end terribly. But as long as the Lego's kept in, you know, good conditions, it's not dropped, is what I'm getting at. I don't see it being much a problem having these hollow interiors with these little scenes in there. Maybe there's a few older sets. I can't think of any, you know, design 18+ style older sets that Lego would have given us, but there's definitely a few play sets like the Venator 2012-ish playset, I always get that one wrong, had so much room to be hollowed out and fill it with really cool details and scenes. That was a fun one to build. But now we move on to, oh look, we've got another animation. Now we're moving on. All right, back it up. Now we're moving on to the back of the ship. I really like these animations. If only I could like work through this for a few of my videos. It'd take a long time to make, and yeah, definitely wouldn't be doing daily uploads at this point. But really do. I might be using the Builder app a bit more often in the future here on these live streams. I know it's probably more enjoyable to use paper most of the time, but I'm not fussed when it comes to paper or these electronic ones. I tell you what, it's a lot easier to wave around, show you the instructions, and also just on my desk. Building that Master Builder Series Cantina, no chance we could have fit that giant manual, that Bible of a Lego instruction on the desk and all the pieces at the same time. That's a challenge and a half. Tell you what I also noticed of this set as well. These round 1x2 plates, 52 of them in this set. It was definitely slopes with that, rounded or otherwise, and with the Acclimator, probably those 2x4 wedge plates, the ones that are just at the front here, the sharp with 2 studs on top, probably those were the most common piece. But 52 of these round 1x2 elements. I get it, the home one does look like some sort of pile of marshmallows that have inflated. It is very round, very smooth. 52 plates. That's a lot of any brick, especially when most of these are hidden. They could have switched it up, gone with some of these squared 1x2s. Is there a reason to? No, not really. I guess they don't need to, then what's the point in trying to switch it up? But yeah, 52. If you have a mock sort of a castle wall or anything where you can connect multiple of these, because they have the rounded corner, they are a bit more flexible. This is the set to pick up. If you find this on sale, a load of castle enthusiasts will be picking this up just for those 52 round 1x2 plates. Whew. That's just the start of it. I'm sure there's a few other pieces. Again, the round, any round brick, any slope, any plate that's rounded off, anything that has any rounded edge is in this set in quite a decent capacity. The A-wing is built with the dark green corner slopes, which are pretty uncommon. What else have we got? I think these panels, these white panels on the back, and maybe even the translucent ones. I got a few from City sets, but these might be quite rare if you've only got Star Wars sets. I think the Tantive must have come with some of these white panels. I'm not quite sure what other Star Wars set would have. I like the fact Lego are going back to reuse it. Well, going back to reusing a load of like the City boat undersides and oversides, all the different slopes for these Midi scale ships, because it makes it so much easier, and it also holds the build together pretty well. A lot of these ships are going to have a really smooth side, and I don't know if the mic picked that up. I'm being talked to. A lot of these ships have smoother sides, and I've lost my track. Silly assistant over there distracting me from my work. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're the perfect piece to use. There's not really much else to say about it. Speaking of perfect pieces, we've got these engines here, and they use this like dark metallic element on the end. You can see the contrast between that and the black. There's a big difference. But take a look on the app. There's a difference. But let's zoom. Oh, let's zoom right in. There you go. So left side is black. This side is the metallic color. I can't tell. I mean, both of those look like the t-shirt I'm wearing, especially on the camera. There's a bit more of a difference in person, but that is not this metallic piece right here. Maybe there's a darker variant that I don't have, but yeah, I don't know about some of the colors. Like I said, when we were taking a look at the 3D model right at the start, some of these colors weren't loaded properly, but as far as the rest of the app goes, you know, it's all good. We can let them have dodgy colors it means we get these really cool animations. Take a look at that, adding it to the build. I guess it swung it round because I had mine swung round, but it is really, really nice. I'm willing to bet on the next couple minutes of building this that we're doing the exact same on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead, get that done. And it's interesting the ships that they're coming out with, the Lego are coming out with for 2025, because last year we got the Invisible Hand. Last year ends in a 4. Is there any anniversary? What happened on a 14 or a 99? Phantom Menace, a year before that. No, it would have been a few years ago for the Acclimator. But the point I'm making is 2 years ago they could have launched the home one. Maybe it wasn't ready. Maybe it was still in the works, and you know, they're not just gonna put out a set because it meets a deadline, but they could have put the home one out then for Empire Strikes Back this year, something like the Nebulon B, you know, line it up a bit more with the years, and like I said, add a little plaque on it. People will be wanting to display it for that year, even if they then sell it by the end of the year, because these ships are only on sale for a year anyway. And then the Invisible Hand, Revenge of the Sith, scoot that forward to this year. Just line them up a little bit more. I do think it would help for non-Lego fans. Well, not even non-Lego fans. Yep, that looks pretty much exactly what I've just done. Not even non-Lego fans, but you know, fans of Lego that don't normally go for these sort of ships. Oh, it's the anniversary, May 4th. Chances are there's going to be some. I guess this is Empire Strikes Back related with the Falcon, though it does show up in. It does show up. It might be Attack of the. No, it is Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, it started Revenge of the Sith when they land on Coruscant. It does show up in Revenge of the Sith, so it ties into both. Very handy. But I guarantee the other builds are either going to tie into Revenge of the Sith, or I have heard rumor, I don't know how true it is, that the May UCS set is not going to be a silly money Death Star. In fact, that's going to be out later this year, and the actual UCS set is going to be a Jango Fett Slave 1. That's perked up some ears in the chat. That would be really, really cool to see. But at the same point, I don't know if this leak has had any, you know, and any reason behind it, if it's even come from a reliable source. You know, grain of salt as always with these rumors and leaks. But I think it'd be really interesting to see what Lego would do with a UCS Slave 1. We've already seen it for Boba Fett, but it would. I would take a massive Grievous. Yeah, where's our UCS Grievous? We're getting Chewbacca, we're getting 3PO, R2. I think last week we might have spoken about the rumoured B1 battle droid as well, which would go cool with a 3PO. Where's Grievous at? It's Revenge of the Sith. He plays more. Grievous does play more of a role in Revenge of the Sith than the battle droids. And considering, you know, there's an army of battle droids, Grievous is the main droid. Oh, Grievous the main droid. R2, 3PO. I might have to run a poll. In chat. Who's the main droid in Revenge of the Sith? Grievous? It has to be Grievous. Unless you can count like Anakin's arm because of all the murder and stuff. But how do we get a poll going? There we go. Start a poll. Who is the main droid in Revenge of the Sith? So we don't want yes and no. That's not very helpful. We got Grievous. Who else? Grievous, R2, 3PO. I think they count as one. Make sure we don't spell the name. Name's wrong. R2, 3PO. I think we could put the battle droids down. Let's see. Let's start the poll. We'll leave this. Have I butchered Grievous's name? Oh dear. No, we haven't butchered Grievous's name. All right, I'll leave that running throughout the rest of the stream, and we will see. If you're watching this on demand as a VOD, don't know if you can comment on Twitch, but head over to YouTube, leave a comment. Who is the main droid of Revenge of the Sith? Grievous is taking the cake, 100%. No one to disagree here. So go over, make your voice heard, and let me know you know who the main droid of Revenge of the Sith is. I don't think there isn't any argument aside from Grievous. I can't think I can't think of any reason why Grievous wouldn't be. I'm trying to give an argument for the other side. We like to say balanced here on the Master Moldy channel. This isn't very balanced. Grievous is winning by a landslide majority here. So, yeah, R2 stays with the ship. You know, 3PO isn't much help either. Kind of, you know, here and there. I wouldn't say he ruins things necessarily. He's normally the butt of the joke. Revenge of the Sith doesn't feature him as heavy. A lot of story to tell, a lot to wrap up. I think Grievous takes the cake here. Where's our massive Grievous? We didn't get Grievous with the invisible hand. Maybe that B1 battle droid is all a ruse by Lego, right? And they're actually working on a Grievous, but they can't let anyone know. So they're like, okay, we'll build a B1. Why has this B1 got 4 arms? Why has this B1 got a very, you know, odd-shaped head? Hold on, why has this B1 got 4 lightsabers? It just snowballs. Everyone's working on like 1 arm or a pair of arms, and they're just going to double them when they get ready to make a set. Right, we've got General Grievous or R2-D2 over on Twitch as well. I'm sure I could probably run a poll on Twitch. Let's see if I can get poll started. All right, I can do it, but I don't think I'll be able to. I'll have a little look at that so we can run some polls. But yeah, Grievous, R2-D2. Oh, R2-D2 right at the start sets fire to the 2 B2 battle droids. That's like one of R2's best moments. That and Goldie in the Clone Wars. Definitely similar vibe, similar energy. Probably where they got the inspiration to, you know, set up to set a flame, should I say, Goldie in the Clone Wars. But yeah, there's an argument for R2. I'm not sure if it's as strong as Grievous. Grievous is an absolute menace. So we definitely need, I mean, I could probably build a Grievous. I would like to see Lego build a Grievous more Lego than actual Technic, because the last one we got was Technic. Maybe that's something we can work on later on this year. We've got to get it out this year. Revenge of the Sith's anniversary. But I'd love if that just comes out at the same time. You know, we get a giant Death Star, we get a giant Grievous, Plo's Starfighter. Turns out they're tripling up UCS sets. Death Star, Plo's Delta as a UCS set. Yeah, that might be a slight wasted opportunity, but I'm sure there'll still be many people that will pick that up, especially if it comes with a Plo minifigure, and then we get a microfighter next year after everyone's picked up the UCS set. But yeah, massive Grievous would be really, really cool. I'm still surprised they didn't add the minifigure in the ship. I feel like it's an easy way, add an extra year onto the shelf life of these things. I guess the rotations allow Lego to make more of these sets. Don't know if they're just trying to get more money, because Midi Scout is quite a niche of build, so they could be trying to get more money out because of that. Or maybe they've just got so many ideas and are trying to make, you know, a lot of a little. Oof. We go. Does this? Which way does this go? On this way. We now have what I would imagine is the tail, the butt of the home one. I think that's right. And then we've got the very long plate all the way over the top, which is supporting, I guess that also provides an extra bit of support. If you haven't put the panels down at the front, that provides quite a bit of support. And now onto bag number 2. Remember last stream I was announcing all the bag numbers. I don't really know why I do it. It's just exciting, you know, getting on to the next bag, pouring out all those pieces, tossing the bag aside, and you're getting ready for the next stage of the build. Again, some greens, some reds. These are nice green snot bricks. These remind me of the pieces I used actually to try and build a Yoshi from... I actually built a Yoshi from the Yoshi bike. So I'll probably, after this stream, I'll whack images up on the members Discord for all channel members. And I'm going to have to set something up with Twitch so that Twitch members can get access. I don't really know how that would work, but I'll have to look into that, because it's not the best Yoshi. It does look kind of terrifying when you look at it at first. It's a bit like Chewbacca's head from the giant Chewbacca structure, but the more you look at it, I've had it built for like a day or two now, and you know, you warm up to it. It does look a little bit nicer than when I first laid eyes on it, but so far this build's been a lot better than the invisible hand. Basically, my big complaint is the empty space in the actually the lack of empty space in the invisible hand, and all that Lego could have done with it. But oh no, I've got rid of the pieces. There's a little arrow just at the side here that hides your pieces. Don't want to accidentally hit that. But yeah, the blocky nature of the invisible hand, which I feel it doesn't need to be. In fact, loosening up this front might actually balance it out a little bit better. And if you're wondering what on earth the Midi scale ships are standing on, they are standing on custom displays. Your eyes do not deceive you. I've built these tiny little displays just to show how small these displays could be. And I think they look so much neater on the shelves. Again, when you pop that one open, you kind of need the bigger base to have only half the ship up. If you do want to display it split, you could always shimmy the base along. Have two bases for it. I guess there's no reason you can't modify some sort of base to go on that. But yeah, I like the way the smaller bases look. And I don't know if it's because it's more minimalist and you don't have the big chalky empty space where there should be minifigures, in my opinion. But yeah, I quite like the little bases, and also it's meant that when we get to later on building the display for the home one, there's a solid chance I might have nabbed this. It's exactly the same as the invisible hand, slightly different to the acclimator and therefore Venator, because the acclimator only has a 3-wide base, but it's the exact same as the invisible hand. So I just nabbed this from the invisible hand, and that will save us some time. It won't make the stream go any quicker, but it does mean we can talk a little more. I wonder what this little section is. It's a little gold section. Is that meant to be like a monitor? There is a little gap that you can see just up here. A little gap that you can just see up into St. Bagbar's usually at the top as it is. So I don't understand if that is a reference. I don't understand it. But that might be a little monitor. There is a little monitor on the top of the display. Just don't really get what that one's for. All right. We can now add the other supports. Got to be careful how much we're pushing in here because we don't have all the panels. Hold this. There's a few more gaps. There's a lot of gaps around these Midi scale. That goes for the acclimator. I wish I could say it goes for the invisible hand. I don't think it is. Oh, there we go. There is a way for members for Twitch. Send a link to them. Not really sure. I'll definitely have a look into that and into polls. I have to remind myself, future me, polls, members, Twitch. I know exactly what that means. Well, if I've got this far, I'll probably watch through the stream again. But yeah, definitely look into it. As we get more comfortable with streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, hopefully there'll be a bit more of a balanced experience. Grievous is still in the lead with 100%. No one dares challenge the might of General Grievous. So we'll see if that can change by the end of the stream. But yeah, like I said, as we stream more on Twitch and YouTube and become a seasoned streamer, then hopefully we can get a few more things going on the both of them. Maybe even tie them in, use some third-party tools, and get the polls connected. Both voting. Twitch versus YouTube. Dare I do that? But something that I've noticed with all the different elements I use, a bunch of rounded slopes, a bunch of squared off slopes, is they use a mixture Lego use a mixture to create this little gradient between the two. We've got 3 different types here. Two different types, 2 different levels. So we've got some squared off ones on the end, then we cut into round, then we go upper plate. It does look really, really cool. So I'll be intrigued to see how that works on the sides as well, because there are a few bits jumping out here and there, but to be fair, with the sides, the acclimator / Venator, I'm going to call it the Venator just for ease. The Venator, you can see the clones or the gunships just through the little hole. The invisible hand, you can see through the panels. We're probably going to end up covering up the panels, so we might not build this side this stream, because we'll see how it looks from the outside on one side, but then we'll be able to see in. It'll be interesting if one of these bags is purely just that side. I might skip over it and use that just to display. We could always build it and take it off later on. But to be fair, I thought that with the invisible hand, no chance you're getting these walls off in just one piece. I think there's two different connections that are looped in somehow, but even then, some of the pieces like this back end are just connected straight to the model, and they're bound to fall off. So it does get a bit tricky if you're trying to only put on like half the model, or then take off a little bit towards the end. Don't know what. Oh, there we go. A little bit of fluff on the brick. Can't be having that. We need this in pristine condition. Griever's leading as he should. Yeah, Griever's still 100%. No one dares to go. I guess just how fearsome Grievous is. No one dares go against him. Well, I mean, it depends. If you continue watching Revenge of the Sith, he doesn't have as good an ending. But I'm not going to spoil that movie. It only came out 20 years ago. 20 years. I don't remember. I didn't go to the cinema for it. I would have been 20 years ago. 24, 20 years ago. 4 years old. Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. 20 years. How old? Clone Wars must be, getting on. Oh, that's a scary thought, that. But as long as we keep getting... Have we got any revenge? We've got the Ark, which does show up. Ark, are they Arks at the start of Revenge of the Sith as well? Shows up a few times, I think, in Revenge of the Sith. We've got Grogu from The Mandalorian, 5 years old, here in the UK, Europe. I know America. You got it December 2019. I think it was an early Christmas present from Disney. Lucky bunch over there. But yeah, here in the UK, in Europe, it was February of 2020. Tried to do some counting on my fingers. Don't know why. So happy 5 years to The Mandalorian. We got Grogu in January, and then I guess we've also got the N1. That's from a later season. We can't count that. Grogu and the Pram, maybe Mando anniversary, and then that would be a cool one to build here on stream. If I can find that on a sale, definitely don't have the parts for Grogu and the Pram. Maybe one or the other, definitely not both. But yeah, if I find that quite cheap, that'd be a really fun set to build here. And the N1. The N1, I do like the look of that little droid, the R5 unit. The R4, the R5, R4, R5, R4, R5D4, R4D5. I like the astromech in that set, and the pieces don't seem, too special or nothing out of the ordinary for that. R5, R4, R4, R5. I can remember Dewback earlier on. I don't think I'm getting this one. Drop it in chat, and I can announce it to everyone, so that we're not wondering this for the rest of the night. I am useless when it comes to that. Well, I'm not useless. I'm quite good, but when I don't know the name, no chance of me working it out. But yeah, that set's pretty cool as well. And then we've got the Clone Wars set, Revenge of the Sith set. We've got the AT-AT driver helmet that's coming out. So we've got Mando. We've got Revenge of the Sith. We got Empire Strikes Back. We've also got the poly bag, quite Empire Strikes Back-ish. To be fair, this poly bag, easy fix. If you take off, I think there's probably a little bit more we should probably do to it. But if you take off the dish element and replace the dish with one dark bluish grey jumper, then technically we're going from Empire Strikes Back all the way to the parts bin at this rate, all the way to there we go, The Force Awakens. There you go. Happy anniversary, Force Awakens. One poly bag. I'll take that. Yeah, Force Awakens. I don't think it's looking good. I don't think we're going to get that Force Awakens set this year. And to be fair, I don't think many people are going to complain. I still would like to get something for Force Awakens. I feel like it was a very pivotal point. The first Disney movie, the start of the sequels, and possibly the start of its own saga. I like the Anakin saga being 1 to 6, even though 4, 5, 6 does feel a bit more of Luke's journey up until the end. But that rounds it off quite nicely. Luke's journey, well, Anakin saga 1 to 6, Luke's saga 4 to 9, because Luke goes for a lot in the sequels. Rey saga 7 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 to 12. So you'd think I'd be a bit quicker with that, but I quite like the sound of that. Rey getting her own 6, and then maybe Rey passing that down to someone else, not Skywalker or necessarily, you know, if we hit 12, if we hit Star Wars 12, I don't want to be seeing 13 is my lucky number. I don't want to be seeing episode XIII or whatever it would be at that point in Roman numerals on the screen in the cinema. It'd be cool, but I'd rather keep getting Star Wars stories and different, you know, tales of Star Wars and stuff like that, as opposed to just continuing, because it does alienate the other movies. Keep getting Star Wars 7, 8, 9. That was cool for Disney to bring that back. They wrapped it up. Did we know that the Ghost was in the final battle of episode 9? But you need to keep a close eye out. I think, I'll be honest, I'm still yet to see it in the actual movie, but I think it's over the right side. I think I've seen a screenshot. Sup, never too old for Lego. Hello there. We don't say sup on this channel, we say hello there. Welcome to the stream. I think I've seen an image of the Ghost. There's a few different models of the ship. We see like the Tantive pop up, of course, and the Falcon, but there's a few different models. I think we get a quad jumper as well, even though the quad jumper from episode 7 blew up on not Takodana, on Jakku. Jakku, why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? Even though it blew up on Jakku, we do see a similar model, or at least a similar make of like the same company or something on that Citizens Fleet, was it called? Citizens Fleet, can't remember the name of R4/R5, but I remember the Citizens Fleet. There are a ton of different ships, and I tell you what, building that, I saw in the O2 there was like this Star Wars Identities thing a few years back that they did, really, really awesome. Happy that I went. And they had, I can't remember where it was from. It might have been Return of the Jedi. All the different ships head to head, Imperial one side, the Rebellion the other, and that was cool to look at. Imagine getting a whole display. You get to listen to the song. Was that, I think I remember a song from last week. I can't remember what it was. Let me know what song it was and I'll double check. But imagine the Citizens Fleet in Lego just hung up on like fishing wire in the background. That would look really, really cool. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't actually think it was last week. I think it was 2 Saturdays ago. Someone said about a song, but my memory is, you know, worse than a goldfish. Goldfish actually have pretty decent memory. They don't live too long, so, you know, I don't have to have great memory, but my memory is awful, so I apologize for that. I can just about keep from getting distracted when building these Lego sets. So you can imagine, as soon as the camera goes off, that's it, blank slate. But yeah, let me know in chat and I will take a look at it. If I haven't already, I'll take a look at it after this stream. Oh, there you go. Already got distracted and placed the piece the wrong way around. But yeah, imagine a Citizens Fleet built out of Lego. Well, the Ghost is a pretty sizable model. And then you've got all the other sets, all the other builds on top of that, the quad jumper. I think we got a quad jumper Lego set. That is space that we do not have here. That's for sure. Barely got enough space for the Lego we got. This is interesting. So, and then the slopes on the top. I think, is that the right way? Yeah, that's the right way around. But then on the reverse side of what I have to assume is the nose of, or probably the underside of the nose of the home one, we've got a snot brick and a bracket. And I don't know how they're going to go about, oh, there you go. We do deal with that a bit soon. They just put some plates on the bracket. Oh, very, very confusing. Don't really know what this is, but I'm assuming we're going to find out later. And this should attach straight to the top. Yeah, lovely. All right, see ya, CT Productions over on Twitch. Thank you for joining the stream. Don't forget you can come back and watch the rest if you do want to see how this build ends up. And I'll probably have some sort of highlight video over on YouTube just for those of you that can't stay for the entire build. Hello there again, never too old for Lego. Oh, just speaking about getting distracted, and that wasn't a distraction. That was no one's fault but my own. I put these tiles on the complete, well, not complete, one stud over, which really does matter when we're building a model this fragile. But yeah, for any of you that don't know, there will be videos, highlights, or something up on YouTube. That's not something that you've missed out on previously. I don't want to panic anyone. That is something that I'm probably going to be starting, not today, but Monday, sometime later this week. Just for anyone that can't sit through the entire stream, it's just going to be a little best bits and all of the fun that we had, and specifically showing off this model here, which is longer than the Invisible Hand, definitely longer than the Acclimator, longer than the Venator. The Venator's about 2 studs longer than the Acclimator, I do believe, but just about 4 studs so far, and it might bulge out a little bit more at the front, but it is quite a sizable ship. This is very reminiscent of the old Malevolence, maybe not that long. The Malevolence was probably an extra an extra little bit on top of this. And we're on to bag 3 as well already. So if bag 3 is what I'm hoping for, we've got a few studs on the top. If it's only one side, then I'll probably skip bag 4, but we'll see how it goes. And just take this nice and slow. A few videos with their song, people starting to use it in their videos. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'll definitely check it out after this video. It'll be pretty easy, actually. I assume I can just click your name in chat. So, oh no, come back. I don't know where that piece went, and I'm not entirely sure what I just dropped there. I think it was some sort of stud by the way it bounced, but yeah, I'll definitely check it out after this stream, and I'll let you know next week. Next week we should be live March 1st. I'll let you know about it, because the song I've been using songs in YouTube videos is, I don't want to put a down note on the stream at all, but it's very, very hard to find one that isn't going to be like, oh yeah, sure, use this song, won't copyright you or anything, and then after a few weeks you get copyrighted. And I've had troubles, I think, with only 2 songs so far, so I have to check it out. Maybe I can put it to good use in some of my videos. But yeah, the song I found took ages to get hold of, and it's a proper groovy one as well, because there are a ton of songs out there that you can use, but whether it sounds right for the moment. So I'll definitely give it a look, and yeah, I'll let you know what I think. I'll probably leave a comment on it as well, but I'll check it out after the stream. I'll let you know today. But we're on to bag 3 now, for any of you that missed the changeover, and we've got clips. I don't think we've had clips before, unless I'm going to have to attach this to a clip. Oh no, we've got the other side of the clip here already. Okay, panic over. It shouldn't be a problem. Grievous is still rocking that 100%. I don't think anyone can take Grievous down. I think Grievous is well and truly here to stay. I'll tell you what, a Grievous mech, like, I'm not just talking a small mech with 4 arms. I'm talking a knuckle size Red Hulk mech, the Grievous with 4 arms. That could be pretty cool. I don't know how they'd fit Grievous in it. Might be a bit harder to fit someone who takes up like 3 studs on his feet. I guess it's only 2. Jumper tiles. Yeah, it'd be a snug fit. Maybe they need something like the Knuckles mech with the wider opening on it. And yeah, something that's a bit easier to fit any size minifigure in. But Grievous mech, Grievous UCS, Grievous helmet. We've already said we need a Grievous head, and just a Grievous set in general. I think the community, as heard by this stream and this stream alone, maybe a few other places, everyone's crying out for a Grievous set. And I think Lego should just, that Grievous set they're working on, we all know they're working on it, just release it. We'll be happy with, I say we'll be happy with anything. We won't be if it's not great. Maybe work on it a bit, but yeah, I'd love to get a Grievous set sometime soon. We're overdue a Grievous set. We've been overdue for years. We definitely need something Grievous. Alright. Oh, hold up. Almost forgot. Can't be forgetting the integral. So we've got a few of these white plates. I've noticed this with the Onyx Cinder as well. A lot of the supports are not only colourful, but a lot of the longer plates and some of the longer bricks are in their greys, in their whites, in their, you know, very bland colours rather than colourful colours. I wonder if there's a reason behind the longer elements, longer bricks, and the more, you know, all the Technic pieces tend to be in blacks. Blacks for the Onyx Cinder is because they're hidden in the little cracks, and dark bluish greys tend to work well, but they're all in darker colours and you don't tend to have any colourful elements. Some of the smaller Technic pieces are in their pinks, reds, blues, greens, and all their colourful elements, but I agree with him and his little bike in Revenge of the Sith as a playset. Lego haven't released something like that for too long. Too long than I care to Google and find out, because it's just going to make me feel old again. But I remember the last time a Grievous playset come out with, it was his bike and came with the staff. It probably had Kenobi in the set. I don't even think Kenobi was in the set. It kind of just been Grievous though. Maybe we've got another little droid. Maybe it was with Kenobi. That'd be a great way to release a Kenobi. We haven't had a Revenge of the Sith accurate Kenobi for the best part of a decade. Surely it's been almost 10 years, because the last time we got them in 2020, we got the burnt up Mustafar one with the robes, which honestly now I'd probably just decal over. It's not that big a price. It's a bit like Commander Fox. Commander Fox, who's hidden by this giant sensor of a Lego box, because of how actually you can't, where can you see up? Oh, Commander Fox is well off the screen. Commander Fox, who's right up there, right up in the sky, is a little inaccurate with his torso, I think it was. Yeah, his torso's a bit too much white, which, considering they've printed white on red, and then also with the legs, I hear a lot of people talking about the torso. I think that's the one a few big creators spotted out and talked about. But his legs are also inaccurate. His kneecaps aren't coloured. The red's meant to be going a bit further down. Oh, Lego, what are you doing? But, you know, Lego have their eyes on so many different things. Something like a minifigure. Minifigures are loved. We saw, could have been with the Chancellor and Padme, but we saw, hello there, Gongrex, welcome to the stream. We saw with the gunship, even though it was a colour that people didn't like, even though it come with a pretty decently inaccurate Commander Fox, people ate that set up. I really like the gunship. I really like the dark red colour scheme. We've got the Acclamator. It's got a red stripe. Not sure I can count that, but we've got Ahsoka's Eater. We've got the gunship. We've got the Ark. We've got, I think, the V19 Torrent, someone said as well a few weeks back, is rumoured to come out later this year. We've got so many of these dark red ships. Lego are going all in with a dark red. They heard, oh, another grey ship. Oh, another black ship. Oh, a dark grey ship. And they're like, all right, dark red. And now for the next 10 years, we're just getting dark red ships as far as the prequels are concerned. But yeah, in all seriousness, I'm really liking the dark red colours. And the ATTE, bit of dark red. We can include that. We can include a whole load more ships. But yeah, no one really seemed to mind as far as minifigures. Customs companies were eating it up and were making so many custom elements for it. Anyone that wanted printed arms could just pick up the torso and legs to go with it. And you know, when you're paying a couple quid, like a £5 for printed arms, what's an extra £5 for legs? Extra £5 for torsos, extra £5 for a headgear, and then you can see why so many custom minifigures are, you know, selling for £20-30, because already we don't have a head or a helmet, and we're at £20. Yeah, Gonkrex doing great. Made a Lego pirate ship mock. Arr, matey. I bet that looks quite good. Actually, the pirate skiff I made instructions for recently, and I was looking at other ships to do, because there is the little ship that landed on the Spar planet in Skeleton Crew, and I was looking at doing that. I could try to build that with the Onyx Cinder, but the problem I find with, and we'll get back to the Queen Anne Revenge. Ooh, that sounds like an important ship. Ooh, let me do a little googling of that, and then we'll loop back. But yeah, the Star Wars ships in general, I guess, just seem to be a bit more bland. Not bland, they're very detailed, but you know, they stick with the aesthetic. And for Skeleton Crew, a lot of the ships were just beat up. A lot of them smooth. I'm building a few mocks at the minute, and a lot of the ships, much like the AV7 turret, they're hard to put together because a lot of them are just smooth-sided, not a lot of detail. Oh. First image that's popped up for me is the Pirates of the Caribbean wiki. So, yeah, it's probably a real ship. I realised the other day I was watching a video. Actually, my partner put on a video, and there were a few things that were really, really akin with, you know, when you've got like the free fleet, and then one of them turns up. That sort of storyline had come from some sort of real world story. But yeah, I'm sure it did pop up in Pirates of the Caribbean or some sort of board game. But that looks like a real good ship. We got the ship from Lego. Yes, it is Edwards. It's what's the Lego one? Lego. It's not a pirate ship. It's the Endurance. I'm sure someone's probably screaming it in chat. And Lego ship only comes up with the creator one. I'm pretty sure there was a massive ship recent. I remember seeing it in like Stratford's Lego store. And oh yeah, the Endurance. There you go, £230, still in stock. Okay, I'll admit, I think the Queen Anne's Revenge actually looks. Yeah, I think it's more so the deck. I feel like the Queen Anne's Revenge is probably a bit of a deeper ship. It might have another layer to the Endurance. Either that or the Endurance is just massive. Hello there, Kid Wonder Stories. Welcome to the what Civ stuff are up. But yeah, a lot of Civ. Not a lot of Civ going on at the minute. Actually, we're building the home one, but the Queen Anne's Revenge looks like a bigger. I don't really know how to describe it. It looks like it's got an extra layer. It looks like a sandwich with an extra bit of burger that's just like a Big Mac compared to the other one. So who knows? We might get another Lego boat, but I think a Pirates of the Caribbean set could go really. That original set, the Flying Dutchman, is so much money, and I wouldn't have it built for long. As you can see with the sets behind me, these get built, these get broken down a little bit later. Usually it's a couple months. I wonder how long these ships will stay up. But these also look really cool on display, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I bet that looks really, really cool. If you've got any images of like any mocks or that you want to show, definitely send them over to Instagram. I am trying to keep tabs on Instagram and respond to messages. I'm terrible with it, but yeah, feel free to send any images of mocks and that you want over to Instagram, and I'll definitely check them out. I'll let you know when it's getting a bit. Oh! Grievous has been dethroned. Oh no! What's going on? The chat has gone to R2 and Battle Droids drawing second. Oh, so we've got a few votes for Grievous, and we've got first Grievous majority still. So still landslide victory. R2/3PO. There's definitely an argument setting those two B2s up in flames. That's fair enough. And then battle droids. The whole war is clones versus droids. The battle droids were causing quite a bit of. I tell you what, battle droids. We'll throw in with the battle droids the vulture droids as well. Vulture droids/battle droids. Those vulture droids. They, in a horror movie where you approach like a scary part of the game. I'm not setting this up well at all. And then suddenly a flood of spiders run out. That's vulture droids. You imagine those vulture droids with 8 legs. That is terrifying. I'm flying the other way. But is that Count Dooku? It is. It's a custom Count Dooku. I don't own the original Count Dooku. I think it's all Lego official parts, but I have decaled the torso and the head. I'm not sure if you can tell. Maybe if I flatten it a little bit. The head's actually a sticker. This is still my original Count Dooku sticker, and this is the reason I bought decals, because this head sticker keeps peeling off and just going flat. I think it's hilarious, but I'm working on a custom Count Dooku actually. And I don't know where that went because I had a whole like rubber cape for it and everything. So I'm gonna have to find that. But yeah, this is a custom Count Dooku. The official Count Dooku, so expensive, but who knows? Maybe I can pick up a Count Dooku. There's a set I want to build, an old set going back to like 2010 with Count Dooku in, and I'd love to pick up that version because Count Dooku hasn't changed too much, and especially if the Saruman head, I don't think Saruman is in any Lego sets. No, I don't think Saruman got any Lego sets, but they used to use the same head for Count Dooku. So if we get Saruman suddenly magically in the Shire, I don't think we've got Saruman yet. We need a new Saruman tower so I can get a Count Dooku head. But yeah, that it is Count Dooku. It's not an official Count Dooku, but it is Count Dooku. Maybe one day we'll own official Count Dooku minifigures. But yeah, that boat looks. Saruman was in a Lego set. I think we got a Saruman tower like years. Like I say, some of these sets are a little older than I care to think back. But we got Saruman recently because we've got two. We've got Rivendell, and as far as Lord of the Rings, Rivendell, and we've also got Barad-dûr, I think it was called, the giant black tower in Mordor. I don't think Saruman came with any of them. So a Lego stop motion, and it's Akbar's "It's a Trap" line was taken over by this top-notch performance. I tell you what, Lego animations have skyrocketed in the last couple of years or so. I see so many, especially on shorts. Shorts, they give you 3 minutes now to, I guess, advertise in way of animation and that. There are so many good one-liners that come out and different, mashups from Star Wars and other. The Queen Anne's Revenge is in South Carolina. A long trek for me, but anyone near South Carolina, we've got the HMS Belfast over in London. Is that still in London? Yeah, sure, that's still on the Thames, isn't it? It's been a while since I went to that, but I'm pretty sure that's still in London, and that it's a submarine, a bit different to a boat, but that is cool. I've been on a few pirate boats or like the similar aesthetic to pirate ships and classic ships. Like there was a school trip. Well, but have I seen Paddington? You know what? I haven't. I haven't seen Paddington. No, Paddington in Peru. Is Paddington in Peru the one that's coming out, or is that already? One of them's here, like Sky Cinema, and then the other one's coming out in cinema, something like that. I haven't kept up on it, but no, I haven't seen Paddington. If you've seen Paddington, definitely let me know how you found it, because it's one of those movies that it's a bit like, oh, what else? What else is gonna see it soon? Definitely come back. Let me know how it is. And yeah, I haven't seen the first one either, so I have to catch up on that. But can't go wrong with Paddington. That's something that might be a bit surprising. Me being here in the UK, having not so close to London as well, and not having seen the Paddington movies, but do like a bit of Paddington Bear. Yeah, seen the first. Would you recommend the first two ones? I've seen the trailer for the first one, and I also saw there was a little spot. I can't remember. Not Paddington. Have you seen Thomas? I mean, I haven't seen any recent Thomas, but I've seen a lot of the old, even the series and the movies. Yeah, I used to have this giant Thomas the Tank Engine book. When I've watched all the old movies, where there was one with a portal. What was the portal? I don't remember them very well, but I remember the one with a portal. That was my favourite one. But yeah, I used to love Thomas. Had this giant encyclopedia that was honestly like, I throw around the Bible of Lego instructions a lot, but this was the Bible of Thomas stories. This was a thick book, and these weren't like kids' pages, picture books. That's what I'm trying to say. These weren't picture books. These were text with a little picture. I think it was like a Thomas the Tank Engine encyclopedia or something like that. No problem with the stereotypical. I guess Thomas is oh, where's Thomas? It's I can't remember where Thomas takes place, but yeah, Harry Potter as well. Love some Harry Potter. It's a bit of a dodgy topic because of who, but JK can't spoil Harry Potter for me. No chance. Just not great when he gets brought up. Really down on the conversation. But Harry Potter, what else? We got James Bond. James Bond as well. Yeah, there are some really good things to have come out of. To come out of the UK. Yeah, a lot of Star Wars was filmed here, but you know, a lot of the stereotypically English or British shows had it had a secret sister show that was cancelled after one season. I did not. Oh, I know there's been a load of, especially with Thomas. I'm willing to bet quite a bit that Thomas probably somehow inspired Cars, with Thomas the Train being about trains with faces, Cars being very similar to that. Cars span into planes as well. I've seen planes. Tugs. Oh, I think I've seen Tugs. Yeah, funnily enough. But I remember less about that than I do Thomas. But yeah, Thomas probably inspired Cars, which inspired planes, which I'm sure Disney are just waiting to bring out a show called Trains with Tom the Train. What thing should you build for Jedi Bob? Have you seen my recent video where I turned Jedi Bob's Delta into a Sith Delta? We renamed Jedi Bob to Darth. It was Darth Lan. Darth Lan's the name I came up with. A little play on the Lego Ambassador Network. I can't remember. There was a comment that was Darth something else, and that was really cool. But for Jedi Bob, I feel like Jedi Bob with the Delta was really cool because it made me think of that 2003 Tartakovsky Clone Wars modified Anakin's Delta. Very, very classic. And also got Jedi Bob. I feel like it should be something a bit classic, whatever it is, nothing too fancy. Jedi Bob's ship is around, but it has a few stripes on it. But even though it's using a lot of newer wedge plates, it's a very basic build. Even compared to Kenobi's Delta, the underside is empty, which is brilliant. The fact that they haven't got, they haven't tried to jam a lot into Jedi Bob's Delta. If you built Jedi Bob's Delta, well, I assume having Jedi Bob, you probably built Jedi Bob's Delta. You'll probably see somewhat what I mean, how nothing was too complicated. I think it's a lot to do with the building style of the ship. Definitely like snot techniques and everything can be added, but if it seems overpowered, like if Jedi Bob was piloting this, because of all the different colors and the little one by one elements, it might seem a little just out of place. But yeah, I think as long as it's kept fairly back. Oh, Jedi Bob. If Jedi Bob's flying a Delta, and Delta was sort of prequel, I guess an A-Wing. An A-Wing. Somehow your channel, which would be your plan B plan. Definitely not going back to Sainsbury's, not Feds. My plan B plan. Well, the good thing is with my channel, I keep all of the content. So, it's more a case if YouTube was to shut down. If my channel was to get deleted, I'd just restart up with, same title. Hope that I've kept the channel banner. I don't know if I've kept the channel banner, but all the videos are backed up. I'd lose the shorts. That's where I can re-record all of them. But if I had to go into work, I've always looked at like editing, and having known what I know now, I'd probably pursue some sort of movie editing that, and I'd be starting off at rock bottom. So probably part-time job, build up to editing the latest Star Wars show. But I saw someone on Instagram who does a lot of the visuals and a lot of the actual model building for they've worked on The Mandalorian. I think that is an awesome job, and I'd want to get in on that. So yeah, YouTube goes up. I'll be working on The Mandalorian movie because by the time YouTube was to ever fail, I'm sure they'd still be working on that. Thankfully, YouTube being owned by Google is fairly. I don't want to jinx it, touch wood, but it's fairly secure. But I'm sure there are so many things going on. Google could just flip and sell YouTube to Disney. Suddenly, Star Wars is streaming on YouTube. That would be cool. But I don't think Disney would be very happy me building a load of Star Wars ships for not on their watch, let's just say. But yeah, definitely going into the movies and some sort of model making, putting my Blender skills to good use, because it's all good building in bricks, but yeah, locked or deleted. To be fair, I just re-upload all my videos. Definitely, if you are uploading YouTube, I think it's not necessarily a problem. Anything happens to your channel, thankfully YouTube are quite good in letting you. I keep going to go to the computer. I've got all the instructions on my phone, but YouTube are quite good in letting you get all of your videos back, as long as you've not, done something a bit dodgy with them. But you just download them, upload them to another channel. As long as you're not uploading them to multiple channels, YouTube don't see that as any sort of problem. YouTube goes down, you'll see me on the credits of The Mandalorian. Wouldn't that be cool? Even if, there was the animator, going back to Lego animation, there was the animator that animated the Lego world in Spider-Verse, which found the secret in the channel profile icon. Oh, yeah, first it was the reuse of thumbnails. You break it, you're hacking into all these channel secrets. See why you chose a 1x1 brick. Yeah, I'd love to try and build that in Lego, like a massive 1x1 brick, and get that on the shelf behind. I think that would look pretty cool next to Captain Rex. But I went through a few different design logos. All of them had some sort of M in them, Master Moldy. Never wanted to double up the M. Master and Moldy, exactly, both of the M's in one. But with with logos, I never fancied the double M, like the MM in it. I don't know why. Personally, just not my taste. But definitely, as soon as I saw the resemblance in the brick, and it's got the little stud on the top as well, which I think is just a cool touch. Had to go with it. And I think when I was designing the logos, because you go through with any sort of design, even with mocks and that, you go through a few test phases. The most recent mock I built it. Then I got my partner to build a section of it, which was like the most fragile, see how that goes out. And then actually my mum helped me with the playtesting of it, and one of the bits was too loose. So shout out to both of them for helping. But you go through different stages with it, you try something, and because a lot of the mocks I build are digital, they start off on the computer, you build them in person. First time's horrible. Studio stud brick designer off Bricklink needs a few different updates. At the minute, we've got a few problems with the actual round textures. They've not loaded in very well with the update. So, there are. Oh, I'm missing one of them. There are more important matters that they need to tend to. There we go. But we need some gravity, like they have on Blender. On Blender, if you're unaware with it, Blender, complicated, don't Google it. It will melt your brain. The first time I looked at Blender, nope, I uninstalled it. Same with one of the other Photoshop things as well. But yeah, Blender is what most, well, I guess there's a few different like Unreal engines and that, but Blender is what most companies will use for more of a complex like model making for characters and stuff like that. And it's a bit old school. It is slowly being outdated. But by the way, the Kid Wonder Stories Tantive 4 set, they did a build that completes it. Oh yeah, the Tantive was also a MIDI scale. This was weeks ago. Whenever I last brought up the MIDI scale, Tantive is definitely one I forgot. So that'll be. I wonder how the Tantive, because we've got the home one. I've just built this MIDI scale Tantive, which eventually we're going to add because this comes with a Nebulon B as well. The Super Star Destroyer comes with a Star Destroyer. We don't have a MIDI. We do have a MIDI scale Star Destroyer from, again, like 10-15 years ago. We got a MIDI scale Star Destroyer. So I wonder, yeah, not the mini one. Oh, but the boarding set, the Tantive. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the MIDI scale set then for a second. I completely forgot about that though. Thanks for reminding me about the MIDI scale set. Unintentionally. What was it? Adding a build that completes it. Well, like blocks off the hallway. I think with mine, my big build was adding that second door, because you've got to have somewhere for them to run off, give the plans to layout. But, well, I guess Leia's got the plan. She's given it to R2 in the corridor next door. I've seen that. Because it's got the Technic beams at the bottom, it is quite, it's not easy. You've still got to build something. But, as far as connecting it, the Technic pins should slot in. Gonkrex, for build a Lego mock, has a little Lego battle with Jedi Bob, some clones, and Rex. and then some of the battle droids. I tell you what, if you could do a battle droid that has like different, because Rebuild the Galaxy, you know, it's all jumbled up. So Jedi Bob, perhaps it's like Jedi Bob fighting with the battle droids, because the Akbar Trooper is included in that set as some sort of villain. So maybe Rex is like this evil Rex. Give Rex, I think maybe giving Rex a lightsaber might be too much power. But you know, this is your mock. You can do what you want. If you can give Rex a lightsaber, nice. Would it be blue? Would Rex have a blue? If Rex is a clone and clone, oh, but it's Akbar clones. Would it be Akbar Rex? It's a trap. But yeah, definitely Jedi Bob with the droids, some like karmas for the droids, some pauldrons for the droids, blue stud on the back for the 501st Droid Battalion. You go crazy with it. But I'll tell you what, there are some. I'm surprised they didn't give us some sort of diorama from Rebuild the Galaxy. I haven't got the Falcon diorama from the Christmas special that took place in the Falcon. We could have got a little diorama, a Jedi Temple diorama. Ooh, because the Jedi Temple was where they had the little blue, like old-fashioned holocron, Lego holocron, but like the one plate in the wall. Maybe it was a brick. I don't remember it too well. But as we say time and time again, memory not the best. Little play feature, you could knock it out. Wall comes crumbling down. Minecraft sees plenty of them, and then we have how a diorama is long one side, short the other side. We'll get back to this in just a second. Have the brick on the short side, and then build it out so we can get like this Jedi Temple statue that then could be used in a Coruscant mock. That would be pretty cool. Jedi Temple diorama. I mean, we're rumored to get another. Another Rebuild the Galaxy set at some point anyway. So for all we know, we could be getting a diorama down the line. But definitely Rebuild the Galaxy diorama. That could be. Wait, did you Big Mac sometime in this stream? I said Big Mac. I did say. What did I say Big Mac for? I can't remember what I said Big Mac for now. If you go, I don't know whilst it's live if it picks up, but when this becomes a VOD, if you go into the description, usually you can show the transcript for it. Control F, Big Mac, and it will zip you right to the start. It was about double stacking something. I can't remember now. We need, wait, let me get the hammer, caught in session. We need a Jedi Temple set from Lego. And I'm not just speaking about UCS Lamp. We love UCS Lamp. We do not want any harm to come to UCS Lamp. But since UCS Lamp, we got UCS Lamp in a Mandalorian set. So it's not as Jedi Temple as we would like it. We need a Jedi Temple from Lego. And we need it yesterday. We need it last year. We need. I'm confused which Big Mac, the tugboat or the burger. There's a tugboat called the Big Mac. All right, let's bring back up Google. If you're on the computer, open a new tab. Big Mac tugboat. I assume it's older than the McDonald's Big Mac. It looks like. I was going to say it looks like the tugboat, the Steamboat Willie, I think it is, the Mickey Mouse one with the whistle in and tap in. But you know, it's a tugboat. So Big Mac from Tugs. Oh, this is. There's so many real life, mock-ups of it as well. So clearly Tugs reached out a bit more than I like the little hooker duck one. To be fair, it looks quite fun. The second Tug, yeah, definitely about the Big Mac burger. I think it was about the boats actually, with the extra sandwich, the extra meaty bit in the middle, even like a Big Mac. Need a Jedi Temple, confused with Big Mac. Just imagining a commercial Lego Star Wars Attack of the Clones when Anakin kills Tusken Raiders. We finally got Anakin slaughtering the Tusken Raiders. Look, I know it wasn't meant to be that. It come with Mandalorian, it come with Grogu, but it was a Tusken Raider hut. And it did happen to be on the same planet, at least, where Anakin, dark deeds. Anakin, no! As Qui-Gon said, but with Anakin's help, like a Lego man has fallen into a lake. I Lego man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Send the helicopter. Oh no, build the helicopter. Or, hey, build the attack helicopter, or that sort of thing. Instead, it's a Tusken Raider has fallen into the path of Anakin Skywalker on his plot to wipe out the Tuskens. Send send the Bantha. Hey, build the Bantha. And it's just oh, that's genius. That needs to be made after this. Yeah, just Anakin just slaughtering all these Tuskens like a Bantha. Now with Anakin's help, you can kill the men, the women, and the children. Each Tusken Raider sold separately. Yeah, just at the end, each part you just get. It's like those mystery minifigures. Any of us that were alive 10, 20 years ago and growing up, you could buy. Actually, they still do it with certain Legends figures over in Marvel, the Hasbro line. You buy like 5 different figures, and you get a part of this ultimate figure. I think they did it with like Galactus or something. So imagine getting a set, and you just get the Tusken Raider's head in one, the torso in another, the legs in. You get like Anakin's speeder. It's a little poly bag that comes with a Tusken Raider head that's just on the back of the bike. Then you get a camp that comes with, you know, like the torso, and then you get the legs with another poly bag that's just like a Tusken dog or something like that. Tusken family, and it's just like the legs of one of them where they've been chopped down. Person speaking sounds like a Lego cartoon voice guy. Hey! Should the build be like 16 by 16? I tell you what, 16 by 16. I think 16 by 16 has so much room, especially if you're not building like a building or anything like that. 16 by 16, either for interiors, so you're looking like Kenobi's heart. Basically, yes, that's going to be my answer. But if you're building only interiors, only exteriors, so like a battlefield in this case, 16 by 16 is cool. You might benefit from adding, you know, a few wedges on the outside and just building it out a little bit. But 16 by 16 is all the space you need. If you're trying to add an inside to outside, so like the stairs of the Jedi Temple, then a little bit of the inside, 32 by 32. If you want like 2 buildings, like I did with my Fortnite mock, 48 by 48, or maybe just make a 32 by 64, something like that. Yeah, 16 by 16 is really cool. I like how the dioramas work. They're 16 by 24, which is a bit more of a one perspective. 2 perspectives, you'll want to go 16 by 16 or 24 by 24. But Skywalker Saga has each of the episodes split into these rounded off, and it's still a square base, but then they add this black border that's rounding off a little bit, and that could be quite interesting. Have I visited Legoland? Oh, too many times to count. I went there probably twice when I was young, and twice, maybe 3 times when I was older. So I can count them on one hand. But you know, too many times to count if you're missing a finger. Yeah, Legoland is Legoland with Star Wars though. Can't be beat. Also, guess what? This stream, no excuse to go to lunch since it's 2:32. No excuse to go to lunch since it's 2:32. Does that mean lunch is over? Does that mean does that mean no lunch? I am trying to stream a bit later on. I realise, what's this? This is 8:30, so it's it's 2:30. That adds up. You just said it. But yeah, I'm trying to stream a bit later. In the UK, it is 8:30, as I've just said. So it does get a bit later, but I enjoy staying up. Building that. 8:30's not staying up, but after this would be staying up, building some Lego, having a bit of fun. But yeah, time zones can be a pain in the bum sometimes. So 2:30, all right, what's that? 6 hours. I post, I think at 4 o'clock, 10 in the morning, 10 in the morning for my regular videos. I'm barely functioning at 10 in the morning. I like to stay up late, but of a morning, if it was up to me, I'd be in bed 10 in the morning if I weren't, you know, recording or anything. I think my brain, when you said 8:30, does that mean 8:30 or 4, since 4 is half of 8? Oh, 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. as well, not a.m. I wouldn't be awake enough if it was 8:30 a.m. I was looking at Star Wars Celebration, and I think I've gone to the computer again for instructions that are down here. But I was looking at Star Wars Celebration because Star Wars Celebration for me takes place midnight to 9 a.m. That's yeah, I'm not going to be live for any of that. But I was going to go live when Star Wars Celebration ended, so like half 8, 9 in the morning. I don't think. I mean, probably after breakfast or something. I don't think I'll be awake enough to go live that early on in the morning. Oh, look at this. So this is the side. Oh, and that bracket, I've spoken a lot about the brackets and the snot bricks. That bracket is actually in this little gap here. That's quite good. Yeah, half 8 p.m. currently here in the UK. UTC, so likewise, when I go live, I think I said this at the top of the stream. When I go live, it's 7 p.m. UTC, which is the universal time. So wherever your time zone is, guess what? Someone's birthday. Oh, was that March, like a few weeks from now? Yeah, I remember that. Coming up. My birthday's right before it's the April week, I think, before Star Wars Celebration. So all that birthday Lego coming our way. Yeah, it is nice when birthday pops up. Not even just we get gifted Lego, we buy Lego. To be fair, I'd still consider it close enough to May. It's February. I keep saying it's close to May, but it really is quite close to May. It's getting there slowly but surely. It's chugging along. But where? Oh yeah, let's use this one. But yeah. It's birthdays in general. I feel like it used to be a thing. As you get older, you're less excited for your birthday. But that's not true for me. I get more excited because I have more money that I can justify spending. I can justify spending all this money now that I'm making a lot more. Now that I'm making any. 10, 20 years ago, I was making diddly squat. Now I can spend it on Lego. Build it here on the channel. Oh, look at that. Fills a little gap. So this little gap that we spoke about earlier is filled by, I can show you actually on here. That's quite handy rather than me having to break it apart. So these two pieces slot straight. Yeah, it faded into existence. It did slot in the first time, but again, I think it's because I have this rotated. But that was really, really nice. I'm liking this app. If you haven't tested out the Lego Builder, it's something like that. It's something like Lego Builder app. Definitely give it a shot next time you're building a Lego set, and yeah, you might have a little bit of fun with it. Should Gonrex use their custom 2008 gunship on the mock? Oh, yeah, I think maybe not placing it on the 16x16, but these could be. I don't know if this display would support a gunship. I might be asking a little too much. I might have to test that. But I think having some sort of display, if you're adding some sort of rim to your 16x16, the dioramas, for instance, if you're adding a similar black base to that, having the same color, maybe even just matching this to the terrain that you're building. Say you're building in a nougat color or like a dark orange for Geonosis, having a dark orange, very, very expensive stand. We don't want to break any of those pieces, but having a dark orange or like a reddish orange now, Lego are making a load of reddish orange bricks. Reddish orange stand would look really cool and blend into the surrounds. And in that way, you want to move it about, take some really cool action shots. It's easier to do than trying to connect it to the base. Frees up room for more Lego builds. That's a really good idea there. So we are absolutely crunching these ideas through on these streams. Is Kid Wonder Stories the only one who wants super common minifigures like Chewie or Han Solo or Leia? Well, some kid who's in college now owns Mr. Gold. Yeah, to be fair, I was never one for Mr. Gold. I agree with you there. Chewie, Solo, Luke Skywalker as well. It didn't matter how many Farm Boy Lukes I got. A lot of the Farm Boy Lukes are identical to each other, but as soon as Lego released a land speeder, I was picking it up straight away. No sal. Had to get that land speeder because back in 2008, 9, it was one of my first sets I remember. So no matter how common Luke was, every couple of years re-releasing the exact same minifigure. In the end, Lego were. I was queuing up for that. You look at Mr. Gold. Recently, it's been that dragon from D&D. D&D minifigures, the CMFs, I saw an opportunity once in a Smith's when they just got a new stock in. Guarantee you there were no dragons there. But yeah, I gave up on that. Well, I didn't give up. I chose to turn the other way, and I probably picked up another Lego set that I talked about here. And yeah, never saw any more D&D CMF minifigures. So we got the dragon apparently over the seas, over in America. So you can verify me on this. The Wolfpack CMF has been impossible to pick up. My local Morrison's, I think it was it Morrison's? We picked up a load of them. Had a full box, untouched. It's since been emptied, and they're yet to restock. But you know, it's always nice finding a new box. And then we also have a Smith's nearby. I think Smith's had a load of them as well. I wanted a speeder, but it was listed on a shady website for $20 called Makari. I'm not sure if I should. It had 3PO, Luke, and one Jawa. Oh, I think is the Jawa the one with the little rock cave bit that like connects to Kenobi's hut? I think I found the piece that I dropped earlier. I'm not going to spend time looking for it. I'm just going to go get another one, a little black 1x1 piece. So annoying that I dropped it. Very hard to find. It shouldn't be too hard to find, but I've seen a lot of the Luke's land speeders actually. I wonder how similar the parts used for each of them work, because we were speaking earlier about the ARC 170, and if any of you missed that, the ARC 170 is cheaper to buy than it is to part out. Before calculating the minifigures, shout out to CT Productions on Twitch for that fact. But yeah, that's crazy that it's cheaper to buy as a set than to part it out. There must be some exclusive pieces in there, because the Onyx Cinder's definitely cheaper to part out if we're not counting the minifigures. Minifigures are definitely what makes some of the builds more expensive afterwards. So yeah, the Luke's pretty common. The land speeder, those pinkish elements can be quite hard to pick up, and they basically only came in the land speeders for half of them. But actually, this mini land speeder here, I have so much on my desk, I just push it to the side when I go live. But this land speeder here, there were a few pieces at the front that were fairly uncommon to pick up at the time. I put this together like a year or two ago now, so they might have come out since, and a few of them were in sets like the Master Builder's Cantina. But yeah, a lot of the land speeders actually have some. Hello there, Kelly Schellenberg. Sorry for butchering your name if I did, but hello there, welcome to the stream. Can I make the perfect stormtrooper on a budget without those heavenly stormtroopers with hip and leg printing? I was looking at the clone troopers for this exact thing, because with the CMF series, we've got a parachute jumper, something like that, in the most recent series. We've also got Goliath in Marvel, and we've had a few other really cool detailed minifigures with printing in other CMFs and other lines. So a lot of like Monkey Kid and that get a few different, where are you? You're up here. Get a few different minifigures with arm and leg printing. So to get some of those and put them together, I wonder how many would work. Goliath has a bit of blue. The new backpack jumper has a bit of blue and red. It might not work for every stormtrooper, but there's definitely a few minifigures out there that I'll have to have a little look at. But definitely, I was looking at Commander Fox actually because of the printing, and I think I've got perfect combination. So I have to have a little look at that. Kelly's just realised, watch a bunch of my vids and never subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know why YouTube doesn't alert. Over on Twitch, we have a little the ping for subscribers and stuff like that. YouTube needs something like that, because it's really fun seeing when people subscribe and, you know, welcoming them to the channel. Speaking of, General Grievous is still holding a majority, 50%? Yeah, still holding a majority because it's split between the other two. But Grievous has dropped to 50%. R2-3PO putting up a third, 33%, and battle droids / vulture droids, kind of adding them in, 17%. No, I don't think anyone's voting for the vulture droids. Thank you, Kelly, for subscribing. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy continuing to watch all of the videos. I think YouTube is so confusing now because there's so many. Speaking of subscribers, Kid Wonder Stories just hit 370 yesterday. Shout out to you. We just hit 4.3, I think, as well. So, you know, lining up, maybe we can hit the next 1,000 together, and then before you know it, both on 1,000,000. But shout out to 370, mad. Yeah, with subscribers, notifications. Oh yeah, YouTube recommending so many videos. Like I said before starting this stream, I saw Holly had built a 3D printed a giant mini kit akin to our own. You can't see it, but it's at the start of the stream. Afterwards, you can scroll back and have a little look because we built that. We built that over Christmas, which feels like it was so long ago, but also feels like it was so recent. It's a weird feeling, but I assume we're gonna have to double this for the other side. But YouTube tends to be voted for R2 and 3PO. I think R2's definitely R2 should be above the battle droids. Battle droids bottom, R2 Grievous neck and neck. Twitch was 50-50, and YouTube R2's getting a bit more love. Those B2s that you absolutely fried are definitely part of it. What are your favorite R2 and 3PO moments? There you go. I can't whack up a poll for that because there's too many answers, but definitely those battle droids getting fried are high on my list. But yeah, with YouTube recommending videos, so many channels that I'm not subscribed to in place of channels I'm subscribed to. Don't really know what's going on with it. For his Return of the Jedi, not Revenge of the Sith. I tell you what, Force Ghost Grievous, that's terrifying. Imagine like Palpatine's falling and just Grievous jumps out. I know Grievous weren't exactly one with the Force and all that, but still terrifying. I think Grievous just jumping out. Grievous Dathomir horror game. Oh, we might be onto something here. And then R2's like the secret hero. Where? Oh, because we don't have this side on, we're not going to be. I tell you what, we could workshop something. What do we need? We just need some clips. So if I get, you're going to see me live mock up a little fix on the channel because bag 4 here. We don't need bag 4. We're not going to talk about bag 4. Bag 4. We want to see the inside of the Home 1. So if you are going through this and not deciding to build bag 4, you will need this, which... Oh, so this other side is from bag 4. So this front piece you're going to need from bag 4. Maybe we just skip this entire build. I don't know why I put these bits in bag 3. I guess we don't need that. But if you did want to do that, stay to the end and we'll try to mock up something. We're now on bag 5, which is the final bag, ignoring bag 4, because I do think having this half open will look really, really cool. Speaking of skeletons, we're going to loop back to that in just a second. For his Return of the Jedi, mainly for R2. R2 is really, really cool, to be fair. One of Star Wars' best characters. I think in terms of Star Wars greats, you know, take my personal bias of Luke, Ahsoka out of it for a second. R2, Chewie. Chewie has been there. Yoda and Chewie have been there through most of Star Wars. So, you know, they're quite good. I'd even whack up Maz Kanata because of the comics. The comics has included Maz Kanata. I think she's in some of the High Republic stories as well with Yoda. So she's probably up there. These are just old characters at this point. Maybe Hyang. Back in Hyang as well. Gonkrex, 5 subscribers. That is still pretty impressive. That's 5 people that are subscribed, which, you know, can't count on one hand if you're missing a finger. Force Ghost Grievous, please, yes, please. Star Wars, if you're watching this, I know Lego probably clicked. When I threw that bag 4, we lost everyone working at Lego, clicked off this stream, no longer wanted to watch. But if there is someone watching, if there is someone out there, please, Force Ghost Grievous, that would look, even just a hologram Grievous, that would work for so many different Clone Wars stories. And I think we might see a hologram, like if we get a Mustafar build, add a little hologram Grievous on there when the Separatist leaders reach Mustafar. so much opportunity. The Jedi were made by Grievous. Grievous is the hidden Sith Lord all along. I mean, I definitely think there's some argument for Grievous having some sort of Force connectivity, but at the same point, Kumar, I forget his full name, but Kumar's backstory is really, really good. I did a video on it actually before I was making content, and Grievous's backstory was the funnest to look through. The whole tragedy of Grievous, it really does mirror Anakin's story, and Palpatine picked Grievous to be basically a precursor to Darth Vader. So yeah, it is big Star Wars nerd. Yeah, we're all big we're big Lego nerds, we're big Star Wars, big Lego nerds, Star Wars geeks. I can't remember the difference between them. Big fans over here. Old or new hood piece? Oh, for Jedi Bob, old hood piece, 100%. For Grievous, I really like the Grievous with the head torso connectivity, a bit like Hyang. We could get a similar thing to that. Grievous minifigure with an actual minifigure torso might look very odd. I'd rather keep the droid arms, but something like the classic Grievous might be pretty cool. Bet knockoff brands could make a hologram Grievous, 100%. We've got hologram R2s, hologram Vader, Stormtrooper. I've realised I haven't skipped bag 4. Do I have to go through? All right, let's go through the whole thing. Everyone makes fun of you. And I don't care. Yes, that's the spirit. Not caring. Don't bottle anything up, but not caring. You know, they're making fun. They're missing out. Look what they're missing out on. Star Wars, Lego. We're having all the fun over here. So they can go and what do people do that don't watch Star Wars and build Lego? I don't know. Don't have to sit here skipping through a ton of instructions. Look at this satisfying. For anyone that hasn't used the Lego Builder app, look at these satisfying transitions. Look at that. It just fades in. I'm definitely going to take the notes here for my next video using these transitions. But yeah, they can make fun. They're just jealous. They're missing out on Lego and Star Wars. I have a fake Grievous, but the head has a stud connection, not clip. I'm messing up all these words. Not clip. Fake Grievous head has a stud connection. Oh, is it styled like this, or is it like the classic Grievous with the 2 bars that have the arms that just that Grievous a hugger? That Grievous is 100% a hugger. This one has arms that can like stick out sideways and all sorts. That Grievous can just hug, and I really want to grab an official Lego version of that Grievous, because the Star Wars games, that was one of the most funnest, being Kenobi and the Clone Trooper, or mainly Kenobi. I don't think you have to be the Clone Trooper. One person isn't watching, but like the stream. Oh, we probably had quite a few peeps hop in and out, because normally we'll finish the stream and there'll be like a few hundred peeps already. But yeah, don't forget to leave a like on this video. And oh, I thought we were at bag 5. Not yet. Look at that though. There we go. It rotated and kind of slotted in. Didn't really slot in, but kind of slotted in. These animations are really fun. We've just built that. We just built the engines on top. Called it. And then we put 2 different tiles on top. And then we built the front, which I just lobbed over there. Don't worry, there is a bed in that corner of the room. All the Legos landed nice and safely. Don't want to break any of it. And now we are on to bag number 5. I like the Lego noises. I was, because there's a lot of argument between digital Lego, even for like mock instructions and stuff like that. There's an argument behind building them in person as opposed to building them on a computer. I like the fact they've added the little Lego sounds and the noises in there as well, because that just brings, I mean, I suppose when you're opening a bag, it isn't always noisy, especially the new paper bags. Maybe there'll be more people using the Lego Builder app now that Lego are switching to paper bags, because they don't have the same rustle as a plastic bag, but you can get that rustle on the Lego Builder app. So if you aren't a fan of paper bags and still want to hear that nice rustling. Drop the paper instructions, pick up a mobile device, mobile tablet. You could probably try and get this on a computer. Haven't tried that yet, but yeah, pick up a mobile, download the Builder app. Not an advertisement. Lego would not pay anyone to advertise this. It's already a popular. It's sort of like Apple with their phones. You don't see anyone advertising it because everyone's already using it. So everyone's probably already using it that wants to. It's really, really fun. See ya, Kelly. Thanks for dropping by. And should I use grey and light grey for the ship or for Jedi Bob? Well, Jedi Bob, I assume you've got the minifigure for grey and light grey. Yeah, grey. I think the original Jedi Bob vessel was grey. I think there were like whites and reds in it, but there are a few little highlight colours on there. For the mock floor, oh, grey and light grey. I tell you what, having the mix would be best, probably. Depending on what you're trying to build, but you can add like a little vent in there and really just mix it up. So yeah, but that's going to look good. Oh, that's the wrong piece. There we go. All right, we're coming to the end here using all our little snot bricks and techniques. This is, whew. So we've just put some studs into the green snot bricks from. I wonder if this isn't even an Easter egg. This little pocket we were looking at earlier, I bet this means nothing and was just used. I guess the gold, it could be a little monitor or something, but I bet it's nothing important and it's just to hold this front bit on because we've just snotted. I don't know if that's a verb. It is now. We've just snotted the bricks into there. For the marks, one piece I'd warrant from Skywalker Saga is the closed hood for Palpatine, at least for the prequels. Yeah, that would have been really cool to get for the anniversary minifigure, the exclusive minifigure that's coming out in the book in April. We could have got the hood over Palp. I guess, yeah, they'd want to show off the head a little bit. That head's probably also really good for I guess Sith eyes probably on that minifigure, but it'd be good for one of the troopers from Ahsoka as well. Gonk Rex hasn't been in the streams for so long. Well, welcome back. It's a nice place to chill. Nice therapeutic, I find all of these as well. We're now streaming on Twitch as well, which has a few people are more comfortable on Twitch, so it's always handy keeping up the other one. Hadn't even gone to that step yet, but yeah, we're slowly progressing. We got the nice image of what the mock should look like versus what it. This is the wrong way around. What it should look like. What it does look like once I've finished building it. Yeah, we're kind of missing that half. So at least you get to see what that half of the model looks like. But it looks a little different to that. And I think this is also connected. Yeah, more snot techniques. That is nice and smooth. Look at that. It's really coming together, this. And I didn't think it would be. We've got so many pieces left. And we've still got the Nebulon B frigate. And I'm sure most of these pieces aren't going towards that. I'm actually impressed at how quickly that nose has been filled. This was from bag 3. Bag 4 would have completed the other side. Bag 5 so far has been bump, bump, bump. 1, 2, 3. And pretty much done. See you, Gong Rex. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget you can come back and watch the rest of this. The VOD will be up on YouTube and Twitch. I have to go now, but I'll be present on your next stream. See you next Saturday. Yes, with the mock. Oh, yes, definitely. If you finish the mock before next week, send some images over to Instagram. I'd love to see that. Next week, I'm going to speak a little bit about that. Nothing too important. You'll find out on the thumbnail and title if you do have to leave at any point. But next week, I don't think I'll be building. Grievous has dropped. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't think I'll be building any Lego sets. Because it's the first of the month, I might be a little late to the stream first time this year. I'll try to get here as quick as possible. But yeah, being the first of the month, I'll probably do a haul reveal and be talking more about the elites, less distracted with building a Lego set. Maybe we can build like a mock that I'm working on for the next week. There'll probably be a lot of Lego involved, physical Lego, but yeah, I'll probably talk a little more about the leaks and more engines and all the May stuff that's coming ahead because, you know, it's March. We do have the new 8080 driver helmet. Probably won't be able to get my hands on that for next week. But Grievous is a cyborg. Hello there, Benji. And that's a good point. That is a very good point. I said the best droid, didn't I? Yes, Grievous is leader of the droids. So, honorary droid. But Grievous is a cyborg. Oh, very well caught out on that. So, arguably, Grievous and R2/3PO, Grievous and R2 are drawing. But if R2 ends up winning, Grievous is a cyborg. So who is the main cyborg of Revenge of the Sith? Darth Vader. Grievous. Who is the main four-armed cyborg? Grievous. There's no four-armed cyborg other than Grievous, right? I don't know why, but Kid Wonder Stories has a Vader action figure, and let's just say they gave him cake. Vader got cake. Oh dear. I know a lot of the Hasbro figures are a bit thicker in certain regions. I don't think Kenobi or Jar Jar is. Yeah, I guess a lot of the other Vader action figures are have like capes covering it, so you don't really see. But it does make sense for Vader to be a bit more padded out. Still hilarious though, the thought of Vader. Oh, yeah, the main cyborg, Vader. Yeah, Grievous is a cyborg. Here's the strangest part. It gets stranger. The plot thickens. 1, 2, skip a few. 4 by 1, and another. Really handy having no windows here, so you can actually grip the plates. Because I have a feeling I'd probably just push this in and I end up snapping one of the pieces, or Hera and Ahsoka on the inside would just go flying. Right, let's not forget about this 2 by 2. Oh, we've got a bit of colour under it. Oh, that's nice to see. Nice little splash of dark red. So we can add this in with the V19 Torrent with, the gunship. And Vader came and packaged in the movie listed was The Force Awakens. I don't remember seeing Vader in The Force Awakens. I don't know how like bootleg that. Probably the same place the Lego set is from. You see all the Lego sets online. Who was it? I think it was Sam or someone else that does Lego here on YouTube, and they had a pack of clone troopers. I tell you what, I'll find the video. The video is awesome. I'll find the video and I'll post it on my community poll after this. If you want to laugh, there's some bootleg clone troopers and Lego minifigures, Lego Star Wars minifigures, and they were all over the place. There was like clone troopers, stormtroopers, but helmets were flipped, and the video is a barrel of laughs. So I'll share it to my I'll whack it on like the community tab or something like that after this video, because it is. I tell you what, I could probably do it now. I probably should wait till afterwards. Also, a regular stormtrooper in that packaging. I don't remember the stormtrooper and Vader showing up. I mean, there were scenes that looked like there were scenes that looked like the stormtrooper and Vader, or the clone troopers and Anakin throughout that movie, but I don't remember seeing Vader. We do see Vader we see Vader's helmet, I guess, in episode 9. We then, we don't get any in 8, I don't think. I don't think we even get a flashback or anything. Oh, Grievous! Grievous is back up. Grievous is up to 56%, and R2/3PO, R2. Basically R2 back to 33. Battle droids on 11. Yeah, battle droids definitely not the main ones. Definitely didn't do too well. I think if it had been Attack of the Clones, battle droids would have fared a bit better. But no, not Revenge of the Sith. They weren't too great there. Oh, we got a complicated build. It's zoomed out for this. It's only 4 pieces. What step's this? That's another problem. We don't get step numbers, so I can't tell you what step this is. But the step where you have to add the 1x4 with a dark tan 1x2, the underslopes. Yeah, they've zoned out for that. So that must have been a little side build to then add to it. Though we've done it before this end, and these two one side built, so I wonder why that happened. Hello there, lovely QLF, and welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, now with the stand, look, here's one I built earlier. Purely did this to skip over this part, and I didn't realize I'd have to tap every single step to go through. But I tell you what, there might be a nice little animation. Let's watch these together. Oh, look, there you go. Nice little animation there. That was it. Putting those two bricks together. So if you are just joining this is the Lego Builder app. This isn't sent just to me. This is available publicly. The best thing about this is you just search for the set name and so many of the other sets come up. I couldn't find the original Home 1 instructions, so I guess this is just for newer sets, but you do get some really cool animations as you go through. As you can see, bit distance, but yeah, some really, really cool animations for this. And this is a 3D model as well, so you can have a little look, zoom in. If you want to take a nice little screenshot of this for a YouTube thumbnail, that's a really good idea. You can just grab a little snippet of that, and then there's a reset button. I guess if you go too far, that's quite handy. And this is meant to go on the bottom. Nearly picked up the wrong model. This is meant to go on the bottom here. But which way does it want us to oh yeah, it wants us to stand it so that this is the front. But I think because we haven't put this side on, I'm going to flip it around so that it's the back instead. And there we go. We've got the front, which looks a bit more presentable. Maybe is this not the way we see it in the movie? I think this might be the way we see it in the movie because it's approaching the Death Star. I feel like it's approaching from, so as the camera is, it's approaching from this way. That's an odd thing to try to remember. I might have got that completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's being approached. Now we are building, look at that. We are building the little Nebulon B frigate. There's that tiny little dot off in the distance. So I have built, oh yeah, the Nebulon B can fit in there. So I have built a Tantive as well to go with it. I'm going to take just the Tantive, and we've got a few stud holes on the side. So there we go. We've got our Tantive out front. I feel like the Tantive would be ahead of the Nebulon. I'll probably add instructions for this over on the members Discord. It's a very, very nice little build actually, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Engines could be a little bit fragile, but you know, that's what I get for using 1x1 plates instead of trying to bulk it out anymore. Let's not cover the Nebulon B frigate. And yeah, so the Nebulon B is the first, was it the first? If anyone knows, feel free to correct me in chat. I think it was the first Midi scale ship of the new wave with the bases and like the anniversary bricks for the most part. We did get a Midi scale Falcon years ago, Midi scale Star Destroyer years ago, and there might be one I'm forgetting. But the Nebulon B was the first one, and then one of the first sets we got, I think it was the Super Star Destroyer. Can't remember if we got one between the two, but yeah, it was definitely the Super Star Destroyer early on. The Nebulon, yeah, not available in the UK. Yeah, it was a US, I think it was a US convention exclusive that then became a US Lego store exclusive, or that might have been the Bespin Duel. Bespin Duel might have been a convention one that then branched out. This was just an exclusive that we didn't get over here in the UK. But I guess we get the magazines. I guess that was Lego saying sorry for the magazines, because with the Bespin Duel especially, the exclusive Luke that might have come out, yeah, it was an exclusive Luke, I think. It might have come out in the Master Builders, but the exclusive Luke Skywalker, we then got in a magazine. So, you know, balance, the Force relies on balance. Shame because Lego said they'd stop doing regional exclusives. Yeah, they did. And they'd done that not too long before they put that out as well. And then they just went and did a regional exclusive. But yeah, I'm happy we get the magazines. I still don't see why. I guess the magazines aren't regional exclusives because they're done all over Europe, not just the UK. I still feel like that's a regional exclusive. I can't see why the magazines aren't. Maybe magazines themselves aren't as popular over in America, but I do feel like Lego should at least try with some of the magazines. It does feel like they're not pushing anywhere near enough. And the Nebulon B is built. This is not to scale. The Nebulon B is definitely not slightly smaller than the Tantive. I think the Tantive is a little smaller than, or a little bigger than it should be in Lego form, but it's a little smaller than that. But let's get the Nebulon. Oh yeah, it is flying the right way. Yeah, let's get the Nebulon B just next to it. And we have a handful more elements, but we haven't come across these in the instructions. And that is because after building the Nebulon, we've got some more pieces to add on to the set. I am a bit thrown off the fact that they've left them to last. Where's the other one? Just at the back. But like I said at the start, we've got another two of the skates, same that we had on the invisible hand, one on the nose and one just on the tail. We've got two on the top, really, really thin. Of course, they're meant to represent ice skates to go on the bottom of minifigures' feet, so it makes sense that they will be merging to a point at the end. Again, another little call out for these two studs to go on top of each other. I feel like, oh, we've had three studs on top of each other for all the micro minifigures in here. We've got Hera, Ahsoka, and Gail Akbar, Admiral Akbar in there. It's a trap. So it's odd that they allow us to do those in what feels like just a regular build and then call us to the side for two studs. Maybe it's just to make sure people aren't skipping it and no one makes any mistakes, but it definitely feels a little weird trying to. I assume this is also going to be it for these builds. All right, where are we heading? That one's on there, and then my guess this one's going to be the last one. Yeah, Lego have stopped recently doing a lot of regional exclusives, and I know regional exclusives are still a big thing for. I don't think Hasbro do any regional exclusives, but like Funko definitely do. Midi ship wish list. Oh, profundity. Profundity. That is profundity. Yeah, saying it doesn't really help me, so I don't know why. There was a comment. Profundity. Why do I know that ship? What is profundity? I don't know the name whatsoever. Starcruiser. Admiral Radus. Oh yes, our other favourite Mon Calamari. Noble Battle of Scarif. Oh, what's he say? Radus from it. Rogue Squadron, may the force be with you. Something like that. Kid Wonder Stories needs to go clean the fridge. Oh, does that mean eating food? I'll help. See you later. Thank you for chiming in on this and include. What am I trying to say? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. And there we go. Home one has been complete. At least you saw the end of this. Ooh, rate this set for the chance to win a cool Lego prize. All right, what do we think? So let's talk through. Oh wait, I haven't even put this on. I think that went there. What's it? Okay, go get a parent. All right, quick math. 6 times 8. 48. Hey. Right, we'll rate it in just a second. But I think this looks really, really cool. We've got to ignore the Tantive. I know the Tantive makes this look like a 10 out of 10. But how long we... Oh, 2.5. I might be able to push the mic for another little bit. Oh, it's a full-on like product survey. What do we get? What do we win? All right, I'll be doing that after this stream. Is this the set you want to take the survey for? I'll get back to that afterwards. But I think this set looks really cool. And I do think, well, first off, comparing it to the other two MIDI scale builds, this is slightly bigger than both of them. And it definitely shows. I think there's probably a bit less in height. There's none of the really tall bridges. The bridges are fairly kept small and simple. But I like the fact that this included a little ship. And I'm beginning to, I guess we got the gunships in the Acclamator. Couldn't really get another ship because I've turned it into a Venator. I'm wanting a little eater or a little stud or so, but we did get the eaters in the invisible hand. So we did get the ships with the invisible hand. and we've also got an A-wing just on the inside, but having this hollowed out so that we can see the other side, I really do like that. And I think showing this off as well, and Lego need to advertise that bag 4 is optional. Even without that front part, it looks cool on one side. On the other side, yeah, there's a few studs showing, but it's what you're going to see when you pop it off anyway. So Lego need to advertise bag 4 is definitely optional when you are putting together this set. And if you've put together this set and used bag 4, I wonder how hard, it doesn't look like it'll be too hard to pop it off. Connection up here, here and here, and this side bit would come off with it if you don't blow it, throw it across the room and launch it. But yeah, definitely bag 4 is looking a little more optional. Call up a Hammerhead Corvette. I have an idea. Nebulon B on the home one would be the Hammerhead Corvette on the Profundity. There you go. Definitely remembered that name. It's not a name that sticks. I mean, home one, Acclamator, Profundity, Acclamator. They're very similar ship names. Invisible Hand, home one, very much more down to earth, I would say. But that would look cool with a Hammerhead Corvette. The Hammerhead Corvette was, if I was building mocks as big as some of them coming up over the next couple of weeks, I would have definitely built a Hammerhead Corvette. Never say never. Rogue One turns 10 next year. I gotta stop saying that, but maybe next year we can build a minifigure scale Hammerhead Corvette and just like launch it into a giant Star Destroyer. There you go. Minifigure scale Star Destroyer, minifigure scale Hammerhead Corvette, and just recreate the scene from Rogue One. That was really, really fun. Yeah, this set has been really, really cool. A lot of slopes. Again, 52 of those round 1x2 elements is absolutely crazy. Really like the different ships. I guess I really like the Nebulon B standing aside from it because it also gives a sense of scale. And on this channel, we do love a bit of scale. We do love a bit of scale. That's why we try to build in 145 for all the ships so that we can compare. And I have a feeling, how big's the Venator to the Invisible Hand? I have a feeling these are somewhat similar, but the home one probably a bit bigger than the other ones. The Midi scale aren't all in the same scale. As I said, Nebulon B did have its own semi-exclusive. I don't know if any of the parts are exclusive. Maybe we can try and build that and then build the Midi scale Tantive, because both of these little ships that are small compared to the home one have their own Midi scale sets. So it's nice that they're blown up into their own proportions, but the interior of this just makes this better than the other two. And that might also be the fact that I like Return of the Jedi just as much as Revenge of the Sith. I don't know, I can consciously say I like it better, but I am a fan of Return of the Jedi. It's my favourite original trilogy movie, and Attack of the Clones my favourite prequel trilogy movie. So this and the Acclamator are pretty cool. I like the Invisible Hand as well. And this is going to be, I'm going to say this, I might be eating my words in the next couple of weeks, but this is going to be the last Midi scale ship that I build for a while here until Lego come out with a brand new one. Otherwise, I'm just going to go back through and build all of them, and I don't have the space for that here. So I'm going to end it here with the Midi scale sets, see what else Lego has to offer. Maybe we'll build some of the buildable characters as well later on this year. Grogu is definitely a maybe for the next couple of streams. Maybe just a nameplate exclusive for the Nebulon. Yeah, probably is just a nameplate that's exclusive. Same with the Bespin. That probably had a little exclusive tile, which I don't mind. I don't mind as long as they have a printed piece that honestly we could decal. We could decal if we really wanted to display it. As you can see, I don't display any of the nameplates, and that's not just because it saves a bit of money trying to buy that piece, but also it is just saves a bit of money trying to buy that piece. And I've just disregarded a whole bag of this set. Yeah, sometimes we save money, sometimes we forget to. But also, I think it's just a nice, cleaner look. And having those printed tiles, printed bricks as well for certain occasions, and like the anniversaries, we've got Return of the Jedi here, custom Revenge of the Sith one on the left. They're nice for collectors that know that's going to be worth a bit in the future. But most of these sets could be pitted out as long as you have a ton of these round 1x2 plates, these ones here that are holding up some of the tiles. As long as you have a ton of those, a few of those little 1x1x2 plate thicks, not bricks, that are fairly new as well, a ton of these rounded off slopes, and even some of the squared ones and the wedges, you should have no problem building all three of these from your parts. Maybe not all at once. This collection has been built up over like nearly 15 odd years. I think it was 15 years last year, but you're definitely looking. Anyway, MIDI ship wish list. I've had enough time to think about this. Someone commented, let's see if I can bring up the comments. Oh no, it was a consular class transport, kind of similar to the first ship we see in Phantom Menace, something like that in MIDI scale. I think that could look pretty cool. I think because we've got the Invisible Hand, the Malevolence is ruled out, the Veneta's ruled out from the Acclamator. What are the big ships? We've got the Tantive, we've got the Falcon. I would like to see either Krennic's shuttle for the anniversary of Rogue One, or Kylo Ren shuttle in MIDI scale. That could be the freighter from the start of The Last Jedi, the Resistance one, and also Snoke's one, because the Supremacy is quite, long. Snoke's one is wide. That is wide as anything. And then you can see all the Super Star Destroyers as a mini build in that. Snoke's ship, Luca Hulk, the Last Jedi ship. Yeah, definitely the transport. Oh, the Dreadnought. Yeah, that's the one. The transport from the start of Fred Note. Oh, Fred. Yeah, I've seen it now. Fred Alt Dreadnought. Yeah, the two ships from Last Jedi. Kylo's shuttle, especially with the wings folding down. I think that would be an interesting one, because that's, well, like we've said, the Snoke's Supremacy is wide, Kylo's is tall, and we've got a load of long ships. I want Lego to try something different, go vertical, go a bit wider. And if they did go wider, we all know they'd just widen instead of length. But I wonder if they'll try to, position it to match up with the rest and just have it sticking out of your shelves. The balance on this stand would be crazy. Kylo Ren shuttle rumored for this year. Oh, I've heard about the helmet. Someone said 2 weeks ago about the helmet, and I said that should be a bust. Just, sequel fans are going to eat up any sort of sequel Lego sets because it's been so many years. Go big or go home. Give us a giant Kylo, and if that does well, they can make giant other characters. Speaking of, I laughed about the skeleton earlier on and completely forgot to go back to it. The T-Rex skull, which I have on my shelf down here. The T-Rex skull is coming back, and this time it's bigger. Yeah, it's a bit like Shakespeare there. But the T-Rex skull there's a rumor, an image I think has circulated with an entire body. So what we were talking about a few weeks ago with Boba's helmet, with Vader's helmet, they've already come out with a helmet and they're not going to release an entire body. Now they can, because we've got the T-Rex, and it's probably not exactly the same. There's probably a few fixes that they've seen fans make that Lego have applied to the model, some that they've even thought of themselves. But the head does look more or less the same as this version we got last year. So if we can get Boba and Vader as big figs, similar to my Rex, which is here, just behind me, I think that could look really, really cool. So, Lego Star Wars, we keep saying it. We said it last year. We said it the year before. Lego Star Wars is in a really good place right now. It could not be better. And that's probably going to be true for sequel fans as well. So fingers crossed for those Kylo Ren ships. A MIDI scale Kylo Ren ship, I would be really excited to see that. Let's put this dinosaur back before I forget where it come from. But I am excited for what this year is going to bring. There will be sets next week. Next week is March. That is crazy. This year is going on. A giant man in Lego minifigure proportions. Yeah, that would be. We've got so the Rex helmet. I realize I did this like 2 years ago now, so most of you might not have seen this, but we've got this giant Rex minifigure in minifigure proportions. So the video is out there from like last year. I don't want to recommend anyone go back and watch it because I don't know how good it is, but this is using the same big fig that Lego use. So the arms and legs can be positioned and they do hold themselves pretty well. We got the recessed stud at the bottom of the legs, and this is using the official Lego Star Wars Rex helmet. this was an absolute blast to build. It took me weeks to try and get all of the different pieces in, and like all the different details are all brick built in, because what I'd probably do now is just build a block and smack a decal on it, but of course had to get those brick built decals. And I think Rex is, we've got the skeleton just up top. That's the unofficial member, the unofficial mascot of the members. I think Rex here is the unofficial channel mascot. We've got to have a nice Rex. But yeah, a giant. I think Lego should do a promotional like minifigure, a giant minifigure in minifigure proportions, but life size. That would be creepy because of how wide and blocky they are. That's horror game material. But yeah, we definitely need some sort of big fig. Even if they do a Rex, Rex as a minifigure was so popular. Well, we've got Boba Fett. Boba Fett is perfect because not only do companies like Funko go for giant Bobas, Imaginext go for giant Vaders, so they're minifigures that definitely would deserve a giant big fig. But then we could also finally get a little like a door or something in the back that lifts up and reveals a little battle scene with Rex, Vader, Boba, or maybe a little control room with them in controlling the giant mech. And yeah, the head pivots, the arms, the legs, everything like this works. I think that would be really cool. I'm hoping for a Kylo Ren one later this year, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Next week, I will be revealing my March haul. Live March, we can buy Lego again. January, we bought some Lego. February off. March buying Lego. April off. May. Oh, June is going to be a hard one. Can we hold it through? That is my goal for this year, to buy Lego, to not buy Lego every other month, and we'll see how successful I can be. You can argue with Valentine's that it may have already gone, but I think I'm going to wrap it up there. We've been going for nearly 3 hours, which does mean my microphone is about to die, but we finished the home one in one stream. Well, we finished most of it. You know, we do have this side open. I think this looks cooler. Bag 4. What bag 4? I don't remember skipping through every single step on bag 4 because I thought I could just skip it. I mean, it's easier on the computer. You can enter the page number, but I do think it looks really cool with the half build like this. So bag 4, it's completely optional. Let me know what you think of the home one. I'm going to go rate this now, listen to that song from earlier, and check out everything else. I hope you all have a good night and a good day wherever you are. Good night, Benji. Thank you so much for joining me towards the end of this stream. And